Marty, while we're waiting,
Yep.
curious how many people had issues like I did with the real estate content AI generating content and it not doing images for several of the posts that it was doing. I had that happen to me multiple times over the last 3 days.
Oh, really? Yeah, I haven't. Quite honestly, I haven't checked all my social channels to see if I have a post without a.
Well, it would be the stuff that you just generated when it's actually generating it. When I had it generated, it was dropping the imagery from like one of the social media channels out of every 2 or 3 days that I was doing. And I sent the message to them, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. But I had to literally regenerate one of them four
Yeah,
times this morning to get the one to do an image for the post.
for the post. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
just did all my social posts yesterday, so I just filled up my March calendar just yesterday, Campbell.
Did you review them before you approved them?
No, not. I didn't look at each one.
Marty, you really want to go in and
Yeah,
look because it was dropping images. So it's going to send out, I can show you a picture of what it did if you want to see it because I sent him a screenshot.
yeah. You'll have to. I'll have to look at that.
Yeah. That's why I was telling
But
people you
I
might.
have Kyle scheduled to jump on Friday as well. He's got a couple big updates for us.
Blog, I hope.
Blog is done. We're
Blog is
gonna try it
done.
tomorrow. We're
It's
gonna
not
try it.
working
We're gonna
right now
try it.
because I tried the blog and it's
Yeah,
still
we're gonna
not
try it tomorrow, guys, on my account. So I'm gonna be the guinea
cool.
pig. His developers are gonna hook it up, and we're gonna see if the blog comes into Smarter the Realtor.
That's great.
That will it
I
have
did.
all the canonical stuff?
That's what I want to find out.
Yeah, because I think that's one of my issues with the Google stuff is I was following what ChatGPT said and it's
Yeah,
not right.
yeah. The key with the canonical stuff is it's not what ChatGPT gives you. You got to just put the URL. That's what we found out last week.
And we're going to talk about that shortly when everyone
Yep,
gets
we
on the
are. We're
call.
gonna look
My
at
question.
yours and Sue brought it up about 30 minutes ago, Campbell, on the newbies call. So I said,
Yep.
hold your thoughts, Sue. We're gonna use you and Campbell as the troubleshooters.
I will say that I did send a Loom message to Kyle last evening because the calendar was wrong, and they said they couldn't get that to recreate on their side, but they, obviously they can confirm that what I was showing my calendar showed February, but it actually had March's layout, if that makes sense.
In the calendar.
Yeah, the calendar was messed up.
When that happens, the Go High Level support people tell you to disconnect your Google or whatever. If you're on Google or whatever, just disconnect it and then reconnect it, and it'll do a resync.
No, I'm sorry. The on real estate content AI,
Oh, the
that
real estate
calendar.
content AI calendar.
Yeah, it was showing February, not March, but the layout was the days of, right. So like yesterday was the second Sunday,
Yeah,
and it was Sunday the second, but it showed us February.
as February at the top. That's interesting.
I'm going to post a picture in the chat real quick. This was a little humor I shared with Smarty earlier today. Jonathan, this is in your honor and Smarty's honor and all of our big brain programmers. I told Grok
Yeah.
to give me a picture of a big brain programming wizard. Y'all look in the chat for this one. You'll like it.
Yeah.
He said it to me this morning. I loved it.
I always like to add humor whenever
That's
I
right.
do this stuff because it lightens when you're having technical problems. So feel free, anybody who wants to copy that one and use that one. I think that's a
Yeah.
good one that Grok came up with there.
Yeah. Grok is good. I've been using Grok all weekend.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
I'm
I
real
always start
pleased
on
with what it's doing.
ChatGPT. I'm like, what's Grok have to say about it? And I like Grok's content.
Yeah. The imagery I'm really impressed with what it does there.
Hmm.
And if you go into the actual standalone app on your iPhone and you set it up on the smart ass mode, it will cuss you up one side and down the other. I
Yeah.
mean, it's got some funny modes that Elon had the programmers put into it.
Oh, yeah. And the deep thinking stuff. It's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're a couple minutes past. I guess we'll get started as people join. So welcome to Monday again, guys. And we just had a good newbies at 3. So there's a couple subjects. We pointed to 4. We're going to cover, we definitely want to go into Sue and Campbell are getting errors, Jonathan, from the Google sitemap console. So they're getting emails that a couple pages aren't indexed, right? So we just want to double check those pages. We'll troubleshoot them on the fly. We want to look at your email, and then we'll go into Go High Level, grab that page where it's having a problem, see if we could fix it.
Jonathan, you'll be morphing into that picture that I sent now. You're now the tech wizard.
Yep. The other thing I wanted to let you guys know, based on last Friday's call about the trigger links, and if you recall, if you weren't here last Friday, we talked about, I had a workflow that's in your account. It's been there for over a year that tracks if a seller clicks on a button to get their cash offer or home value. And Bob brought up a good point. He said, hey, my sellers may get that, theme-based holiday email and they check their home value. He didn't want them getting cash offer type emails as a seller or as a sphere. So what I did was I added 2 new workflows to your account today. And I also added them to Smarty the Realtor. So I'm going to fix mine and set them up in front of you guys. And then I want you guys to go into your account and follow the lead and get yours configured as well. And we'll talk about what I did. The 2 that I created was I separated a workflow if they click on the home value, and another one if they click on the cash offer. So that way we can control what emails go out to those people based on what they click on. And then I also just added a new workflow that didn't exist before. When a buyer clicks on a just listed or just reduced, I now create the opportunity on the opportunity board, and we could do whatever we want with it. I'll talk about, I left it kind of like a stub because we could all decide as a group, or you could decide what do you want to send them, or do you want to send anything when they click that button? Sound good, guys?
Mm-hmm.
So
Marty,
you
I
want to
think a
tackle the
good
techie
direction-
first, and then we'll do the automations? Do you want to look at the
Marty, can I
canonical
throw
link?
an idea there?
What's that?
Can I throw an idea there? I think if people are just checking their value from the monthly drip that we do, I think a really good follow-up nomenclature would be, hey, I see that you got our automated value. If you're ever interested in us doing a detailed CMA for you, let us know. It's a complimentary service that we offer to you.
Yeah.
Gives us a chance for them to reach out. We're not hovering over them.
Yeah.
We're offering them something additional.
Yeah, you'll be able to do that with this automation that I set up here now. So you could get very personal and configure the message that you want to those people just checking their values. Yeah, now
Smarty,
that we separated it out.
Smarty, did you see the screenshot of the link I sent you? Or the email I sent you?
No, not yet. I've been crazy today. Let me see.
So are you familiar with Northwestern?
Yeah, the Northwestern, the investors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they sent me that email today. I thought it was a pretty interesting way.
Looks like they're also using they're talking about an iBuyer, institutional buyer.
Yeah, they're using iBuyers.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom, you're on, right? I think Tom's on. Tom's very familiar with Northwestern because they're all over Philadelphia too. They're snake oils. I always stayed away from Northwestern and Philly.
Yeah, Jonathan, I've been working with them. Well, I've known them. Different reps, they come in and out. They're so transient, like throwing out the trash, in and out. Next guy. And they I've sent them deals. They've all but one have fallen apart because their buyer falls through. They're a glorified wholesaler. That's really all they do. And again, I've had bad luck with them. That's all I'll say.
My thing is the reason why I was mentioning it, and I sent it to Smarty. I didn't send it to anybody else, but if Smarty wants to share it, it's a good email template to engage, is what I thought. It wasn't.
That may be, yeah. Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, just to have that template in our system.
Yeah.
Just don't do anything with them business wise unless you talk to me on the phone.
It's called R&D, baby. R&D. Rip off and duplicate.
Ask me how I know, right?
Yeah.
I thought we were trying to steer away from templates and have it more sort of personalized.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying you should make it a template. Like, it's just good verbiage is all. I mean, it's easier if you guys saw it. I don't have it easily.
Yeah, let me see if I can open it up for everybody.
No, you're absolutely right, Jonathan. Anytime.
But Rob, just the word template doesn't mean it's not personalized. The template is just you're setting it up so you can send it over and over again.
Sure.
So whether it's a friendly email or a very technical email, there's still templates. So that's what we mean by that.
I mean, I just thought it was like a good structure. It says who and then what and where, and it basically tells you where they service, what they're doing, and who they're representing.
Oh, you're talking net worth. So net worth and New Western used to be one company. They both split off, and it's confusing because they sound very similar.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at it
this
when
is
I
the
said.
email guides that Jonathan sent me from Net Worth Realty.
So New Western is what I was thinking. What came to mind, but it was actually this one.
Yeah.
So I just picked up a new listing, and it was pretty much based on the appraisal word that we can, I guess we can pay up to appraisal. That must be one of your templates. And he'd actually had Mark Spain out there, and he gave him a really lowball offer. But now we're listing it because he saw the email which said, we'll pay up to appraised amount. I'm not doing that. We're just doing a traditional listing, but it definitely worked.
It worked. Yeah. When they see appraised amount, because some of these guys are doing lowball offers. The appraised amount is definitely something that grabs everybody's attention.
But will one of our iBuyers pay an appraised amount, or
Yeah. Our iBuyers do.
which one?
They all do. Like Zoomkasa gives me the appraised value. Tom gives them an appraisal report. Appraisal report's 1.4. They're giving me 1.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What you're thinking, Jonathan, is they all have fees, right?
Yeah. The time to get your fees out, it's not really appraised, because you're knocking out fees and costs and other things. It's more expensive to do than a traditional listing for sure, but it's more convenience.
Yeah.
The guys that sign it with me there's a convenience factor why they went with the cash versus a listing. But that's why you always bring the listing in your back pocket when I meet with them. I always give them the listing as an option when I'm meeting with a seller based on, what we can do.
Like, I remember what you say, Smarty. My job is to beat what we already have as cash off.
Exactly. Exactly. List with a twist.
Yeah.
So why don't we do real quick, and then we'll do the messy stuff at the back end of this. So so let's all go into our account, and I added 2 new workflows to your account. We'll start with the buyer one. So if you go into the automations and go into the buyer renter automations folder, Sandy, you there?
Yep.
Go into automations, open up the buyer and renter automations folder. And at the very top of the list, you see a brand new one that just came in on March 3rd at 2:22 p.m. East Coast. Yours may be a different time because I updated everybody. But you'll see March 3rd date on the create date. That's a brand new workflow I just put in your account.
I see ProEdge buyer renter automations. I go in there.
Yep.
Okay. I see the one on top, the clicks just reduced or listed button.
That's it. So this is a brand new workflow. So what we need to do, guys, to set it up is you're going to click on it.
damn it.
Open that
Smarty.
guy up. And the first thing we need to do is we need to audit to make sure it came in okay. So these two top triggers, you're going to start with one, which is this one here. The one on the left, just reduced. And make sure there's a value right here on the screen. If you don't see a value, search for the just reduced URL and select it. Mine came in okay. Did everybody's come in okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Just double
Yes.
check the just listed one too. So these two triggers, when somebody hits the just listed or the just reduced button in those emails that you're sending out, like Sandy, you sent out a bunch of emails through campaigns to all your buyers. If they click one of those buttons to go up and see the just listed or just reduced, it's going to trigger this workflow.
Excellent.
Okay. The first thing I did was, and this is where the next thing we have to check is, the first thing I do is now, for the first time, I'm creating an opportunity on the opportunity board. So I want to be able to go to the opportunities and see all my buyers that are checking out just listed and just reduced homes. Okay. Because they're going to be my hot buyers.
Have we learned about opportunities?
If you click on the next one, which is called create buyer opportunity, this one did not come in okay.
Correct. I agree.
So
Did not
what we
come
have to
in
do
okay.
is decide where we're going to put, what are we going to create? So if you follow what I'm going to do, it says in pipeline here on the right-hand side when you select it. Sandy, you there?
Yeah, it says type to search.
Right? If you click this down arrow, it's a buyer lead, so I'm going to put them in the buyer lead pipeline.
I have no results found when I click it. So do I type in buyer?
No, you should see them. Does everybody see them?
I do.
I do as well.
No, mine says no results found.
Sandy, did you click pipeline stage first?
I did. And
No,
there's
not
no.
stage.
Click
No,
in
no,
Sandy first.
in pipeline.
Oh.
Pipeline first.
Okay, you're right. I was on the wrong
There
one.
you go, dear.
Okay, so which one are we going to select? Buyer leads?
It's a
Yeah.
buyer lead. We're dealing with
Thank
buyers.
Hey, Smarty, I've got 2 of everything. How come?
Oh, that's not good. We need to go into your pipeline system, go into opportunities in the menu and go to the pipeline menu and start deleting all the extra ones. Get rid of the 2 of everything. I don't know why you have 2.
Okay.
Yeah, delete first. Otherwise, you'll have to
Delete
come back
first,
to
because then when you
ideas.
come in here, you may have connected to the one you just deleted.
Yeah.
No,
Smarty, if
all,
there are
all
any
you
other
need to do is
workflows-
that, Kathleen, go to opportunities in the menu.
Okay.
At the very top, you'll see the opportunity board, but at the top, you'll see a menu that's called pipelines.
Okay.
That'll bring the list of all your pipelines in your system. And you should see 2 buyers, 2 sellers, right? If you see 2 and 2, there's a trash can. You can get rid of the duplicates.
Okay. Thank you.
And then why don't you do that now, and then we'll catch you up, and then we'll come back in here and we'll connect everything. It shouldn't take you long to delete them.
Smarty, do you have any other workflows that would be connected to that may lose their pipeline stage? That's
No,
something to be
no,
considered.
no, they're
Okay.
they're good. So what we're gonna do here, because we're gonna recreate them for her, I'm gonna redo everything for her. So what we're gonna do is, when you look at, now that you selected the buyer lead pipeline, these are the stages that are in that pipeline. So the stages that I put in there for you is a hot buyer lead, pre-approval, not approved, active shopping, on hold, under contract. The typical life cycle of a buyer.
Marty, I'm missing not approved and active shopping. I got
I don't
active
have that
shopping,
either.
but I don't have not approved.
Yeah,
It
same.
may be lower on the list. I just moved mine around.
No, I
Marty,
have.
we don't
I don't
have
have it either.
I only have 5.
Yeah.
Oh, you
same.
know what? I think I
On
just
hold.
added it with my lender this week. So I'll show you how to add it. But what was happening was I was flipping them over for approval with my lender, and then he'd call and say, they're a mess. They can't get approved. So I added a stage for not approved. So now I can track them on the not approved list.
Yeah, wait a
I'll
minute.
show everybody how to do that after we do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this person, when they click the button, on the hot buyer lead stage of the buyer opportunity board. So you caught up, Sandy? You
Yep.
have buyer lead and then hot buyer lead.
Yep.
Does
And then
it
down
matter?
here,
Does it matter if the spelling's different? There's an S after leads on mine.
yeah, that doesn't matter. There's just your stage names. Yeah.
Only you can see it. So
Mine says hot lead instead of hot buyer lead. Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. Just
Okay.
so it says hot lead or whatever.
Got it. Got it.
hot mess.
I'm going to show you guys how to manage your pipelines and your names and everything in another place. After we do
Okay.
this, we'll do a little clinic on how to manage that. So every opportunity should have a name. So what I want to do is I want to make sure the name is the contact's name. So I see the buyer's name on the board. Now, when I do anything on a seller board, and you're going to see that, I do the seller's name dash address. So now on the seller board, I can see the house they're trying to sell. Okay. But a buyer, they don't have a house yet, so I'm just doing the buyer's name.
Smarty question here.
Yep.
When that person appears, will it automatically be their contact or just their name?
Well, it's their full name. Contact full name.
But when it goes on the opportunity board, it's the actual contact that goes there.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
when
yeah,
you're not-
yeah. Yep.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep. This is the contact's name is going to be the opportunity created with Sally Smith. So if Sally Smith gets an email, she clicks the button, checks out just listed. Sally Smith's going to be on your opportunity board as an opportunity. Now, the other one is the opportunity source. So if you don't have source, I'll show you how to get it, but it should have came in because I'm just like you. I got this update just like you guys did because I took it from another site. There's no home value, and then the status should be open versus closed, won, lost. And then you just hit save action at the very bottom. Okay, so everybody with me so far? So we got the trigger set.
There's no lead value, right?
Yeah, no lead value yet because I don't know. She just clicked on the button, but I don't know what her budget is and what she's approved yet.
Smarty, they need to publish it too before they save it.
Yep. And then after you hit save at the very top, make sure it's published at the very top. And you want to hit the save button.
Hey, Smarty, I missed what the trigger change was.
So all you're doing on the triggers you're clicking on it and making sure the actual trigger is set right here.
I thought they told us they did.
If it's not set, you want to select just listed for just listed and just reduced for just reduced.
What else do they know about Kathy that she's going to ever be normal?
Let me get that person out.
Well, Betty sound all right?
Smarty, while you're doing this,
Oh, okay.
this is where if we want to automatically
No, what
send
else?
an email to them with a message from us, we put it in this workflow right here, and it will
Yeah,
trigger
yeah. So let's talk about what we could do with it now, because I didn't want to. When I built these, I didn't build any automations or anything else. I just wanted to get them on the board.
I agree.
Can you open up your buyer, the next one down so I can
Who's making the
copy
noise?
it?
I'm trying to find them and delete them.
I think it's Tom Murphy's background.
Tom Murphy.
There's Tom.
There you go.
Is the publish button right next to the save button?
Yep.
I can't see it on my computer for some reason.
Can you open up your window for create opportunity so I can copy it?
If you're not
thanks.
seeing it, do your command negative to shrink your screen. Your screen is too wide.
Man, negative.
Command, if you're on an Apple, command minus. You got command
Minus
plus,
key.
command minus will make your screen zoom in and zoom out. If you're not seeing it, that's the problem.
I'm not on an Apple.
What you can do is up in the menu for whatever browser you're using. If you're using Chrome, in Chrome at the top, Brian, in the view, there's a view menu for Chrome. You could zoom in and out. See how on my Chrome I have the menu open up top, and there's a zoom. I can zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zooming out.
On Apple, you can use your fingers on the magic pad and zoom in, zoom out by pushing your fingers together, pulling them apart.
Yeah.
And your PC may do the same. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't see that menu on mine either.
Using Chrome?
Yeah.
You got it. Maybe the Zoom window's out in your way, but it's at the very top above publish.
I know that's cut off too.
Yeah, you may slide your browser around and open it up. Just expand it. Your view's just not right.
So Smarty, where do I go to add hot buyer lead in the pipeline stage? I just have hot lead and that way I won't know, if
Yeah,
it's a seller or a buyer.
so let's finish this and then I'll show everybody how to manage your pipeline names. So hold that thought, Kathleen. So let's talk about this workflow, guys. So in the workflow, what we just created is if a buyer gets an email from you and they click one of those buttons, just listed or just reduced, and by the way, sellers have those too. So when they click those buttons, this workflow is going to fire and create the opportunity on the opportunity board for you. So now when I wake up in the morning, I go to my opportunities to see what's going on in my business. That buyer is going to be sitting on the top of the board. And I know that when I was sleeping or so, they just clicked on and checked their properties. Now, we could do lots of things here. If you want to, like Bob is a big, I don't know. I don't think Bob can make it today. I think he said he had a closing or something. But Bob's a big believer of tasks because he works his whole life around task management, right? So he wakes up in the morning, he says, I got these 12 tasks to do. I got to make these 6 phone calls. I got to call title. I got to do this, this, and this. So he drives his whole business through tasks, right? If you want to create a task for this as well, you could hit the plus sign right here and create a task for yourself. So up in the search window, if you type in the word task, there's an action called add a task.
Marty, wouldn't it be better to put it below each type because you approach them different?
You could do it both.
I
right?
would do it below
Yep.
each one.
So what Campbell's saying is absolutely right. So, because what I did here was I put a condition here and I split so we understand, did they click the just reduced or did they click the just listed? Okay. Now we could actually expand on this with all the other trigger links. So if you think about all of our buyer pages that Bob gave us, some of those emails will have a button that says, get my mobile app, or we making an offer, or, all the different things that we have in those emails. We could start adding those trigger links into this workflow. So if they click on get the app, then I could have a different message and send them the app.
Smarty, this is also a good place to use a tag on your system for each person. You set up a search that you've got a custom search for them. And then if they don't have that custom search tag, you can send them a message that, hey, we're sending you a very broad search right now. We'd love to tailor this for what you need. If you'll let us know, we'll start sending you things specifically tailored to your needs.
Yep, exactly.
Good place to get them to raise their hand.
Raise their hand. So they raise their hand by clicking the button. So now down here, we're going to decide as a group, what are some of the nice things we could do with this person? So the one thing I think we should all do is, as Campbell just mentioned, is let's tag them. So when we could have a smart list later on for, here's all the buyers that are looking at just reduced homes. Here's all the buyers looking at just active homes, right? So right here, underneath each of these pillars, you could hit the plus sign and let's throw a tag on them. So when I click on the plus on the right-hand side are all the things I can do. I'm going to pick add a contact tag. In the name, I'm going to call add just reduced tag. So I'm just giving a description of what I'm going to do. And down here, I'm going to pick just reduced. Checked just reduced. I have a tag in there for you already. I think I do. If you don't have one, we're going to add one.
I have it.
I had to add it.
Yeah, it's there.
Right? I'm going to do the same for the just listed. I'm going to hit the plus. I'm going to say add a contact tag. And I'm going to do listed. Check listed. And up here, I'm just going to give it a name. Add just listed tag. So now when they click that button, they're going to go down this path or this path based on what button they picked. They're going to get this tag added to them. Is everybody with me so far? Sandy, Sue,
Yep.
James, anybody?
Going good.
Okay. So
Under the action name, did you add anything under tags? I'm sorry. No.
there's my just listed one.
Checked, just list checked. Okay. Thank you.
And I did this one. I did just check, just reduced. Just check, just reduced.
Thank you.
Now, at this point, you guys can get as aggressive as you want when they click that button. So you could decide to put them on. You could send them a text. You could drop a ringless voicemail on their phone, right? So how about that? They just check the values, and then Andrew drops them a ringless voicemail. It's on their phone. I got a voicemail, and it's Andrew saying, "Hey, this is Andrew. My system just told me you're looking at the just reduced homes on there. I'm going to send you a custom list." Da da da. Right? So now down here, there's all these pluses. You could do whatever you want. So if you want to do a SMS, you just search SMS and craft a little text message you're going to send to them. In this little box down here, there's a little tag. So I could say, I can go up here and go up to their name, contact, and put a tag for their name. Now that's their full name, so I don't want their full name. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to hit the tag, and I'm going to go in and say first name. And I may put it in the front of that, say hi, space, first name. This is Smarty. I saw you just...
You might want to put a delay in there.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to show them how to do that, Jonathan. Would you like to tour any of them this week?
Smarty, are these people that are clicking it from the email or clicking it on the website?
No, this is from the email. This is a trigger link on the email because all of our emails, our buyer theme emails, our buyer nurture emails, our new buyer lead for listening to leads, they get it on an email. They get an email with buttons that say, check out my just listed homes or check out my...
So then what you want to say that you checked out the just listed that I emailed you. So they remember that that's where they got it.
Well, no, I
Rather
said
than
it
on
from
your
the site because they clicked the button, they went to my website and they were looking at the homes that were just listed.
Yeah, but all they remember is it was an email that they were using.
Yep. Yeah, you could do it that way as well.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep.
And
So-
this works whether you're using KV Core or not, right? Because it's just from the email. Whether you're sending them to a Buying Buddy page.
Yeah, that's right. Because James, you're absolutely right. So if you're using KV Core for your shopping, if you put the shopping link in the trigger link,
Yep.
when they click that button from the email, they went to a KV Core site, but it still works. It's going to say, hey, I just saw you're on my website checking out the just reduced.
Smarty, what are your thoughts on doing text messaging again in a form like this?
Well, these I have no problem doing text messaging. So if a seller checks their cash offer, their home value, they took the first action, just like a buyer. They went out and checked out the just reduced homes. So it's fair game. Send them a text about it.
We just have to make sure we're validating the numbers. And I'll put a link in for a site I love that you guys may want to sign up for. It's free.
You can do the number validation right before the stage. Smarty.
Yeah. There's a couple things we could do in here. So let's take a look at what we could do. So the first thing, by the way, guys, let me show you a couple tips and tricks on workflow automations and some really cool things that Go High Level lets you do. So I don't like to type. You see how I'm clumsy typing and stuff. I'm a computer nerd guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go in 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 and I'm I don't want to type that message again. So on this SMS, there's 3 dots right here. See the 3 dots? This is the SMS I just wrote. This is Marty checking out my just reduced.
Marty, it doesn't have week at the end.
So you don't put the template or anything in?
No, I didn't do a template. Now, if you want to make them a template,
There's an
you
option?
can, Sandy, but I just type them in here because it's like a
Got it.
one-off text.
Okay, got it.
Would you like to tour any of them this week?
Oh, thank you. Week.
Where did you get the first name part though? I'm sorry.
So this little tag here lets you get any field about the contact. So when you click on that, you can get your information, appointments, calendars. You're going to get the contacts information. Then here's all the fields that you can grab about the contact. So when I'm doing one of these for a seller, I grab their address. So I'll say, oh, you were just on my website checking your home value for 123 Main Street. Right? So this is what I'm doing, and I'm grabbing it, and now it's going to put in the person's name in that text.
Marty, do we have to worry about the current compliance with texting here at this point right here?
All those are thrown out the window. There's no more rules about it, Tim.
Well, even the old rules?
Yep. Yeah. No, because they took the action. They went to the website. They're shopping for homes on my website, so I'm going to send them a text.
And they check the
respond.
box that says allow you to market to them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what I'm going to show you here, guys, well, a couple things. Before I show you this one, Jonathan brought up a good point. It would kind of be eerie if they get an email and they push a button and instantly they get a text message, right? They haven't gone to the website and shopped yet and they got a text message, right? So you got to think of the user experience. So Kathleen just got an email from me and it said, hey, check out my latest just reduced homes. Kathleen clicks the button to go up to a website to check out the just reduced homes. And on your phone, just as you click the button, you got a text message.
The page hasn't even loaded yet.
Right?
I didn't even have a chance to check to even want to look at any.
Yeah, exactly. So what we want to do is inside the workflow, you could do what's called waits. So at this little, between these two, before I send this text message, I'm going to hit the plus box in between here. And I'm going to search for the word wait. There's a wait action. And I'll say wait 10 minutes.
Marty, can we
or whatever you want?
Can we have a best practices little conversation here?
Yeah.
Everything that I have read and heard said that you really want to catch them within 3 to 5 minutes of them taking that action with something you're going to send them before they move on. What are your thoughts and what is everybody else here? And I'm curious as to what other people have as a thought process there.
Yeah,
Well, we're not
I would
sending
tend to
them
do it
anything. We're
sooner
asking
than
them a
later
question.
because everybody's so busy in the busy world they're in. They're on Kathleen's site looking at just listed. They may be Googling somebody else or on another realtor's website. So, if you want to, you could say 3 minutes, wait 3 minutes and then do it, or wait 5. But
It
this is
depends
where
on
you
your
actually
message.
this is where you set the wait, and you could wait minutes, hours, or days. So if I want to wait only like say 4 minutes.
But again, they're not going to have much time to look at. If your message is, would you like to see the properties? You need to give them time to look at the properties. If your message is something different that you want to speak to them immediately, then you would do it sooner, I would think.
Yeah, so like this one is I saw you. Maybe you can either say I see you checking out the just reduced homes on my website, or
Well,
Kathleen, you're on mute.
is there any data on how long people search? I mean, because they could still be searching and you send them a text message.
Yeah, that's why in the message you probably want to say maybe I see you're checking out.
Right, that's what I did.
That's a little creepy though.
Yeah.
See you.
Right.
It really doesn't matter, right? The people that get that text message know, right? I mean,
They know it's automation anyway. Yeah.
yeah, it's not.
They're on the website. Everybody's used to it, man, because you go to Amazon, you look for a basketball. Now, all your social media and everywhere you go, you're going to see basketballs, right? It's all retargeting and stuff. So people are familiar with retargeting and shit. So they were on the
I think
website.
the word
they're gonna get
noticed.
text.
Notice instead of see is better.
Yeah.
I noticed you check instead of I see.
Oh, that's a good word.
Yeah. Good point. I noticed you were
Now
checking
there's what we're doing here in the buyer side on the home value side, right? Could you Smarty's got a trigger link there too for the home value or cash offers. The like logic can be happening. Yeah, home value is we could say on a trigger of home value, we could send out that message. If you could sell your home today, or what dollar figure would cause you to sell your home today? Kind of that postcard thing. We could do.
Yeah, that's a Tom Ferry strategy.
Yeah.
Which we have those in our system, guys. I'm going to show it to you. We have all those Tom Ferry messages in there.
But
we'll do the seller next.
We could use those to trigger. Yeah.
So decide how your wait time is. That's it. Everybody's up to you. So if you want to do 3, Campbell, and Kathleen wants to do 10, you decide when you want that text to go out. And then what you could do just to save yourself time is anywhere on the workflow, all these tasks have these 3 dots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the 3 dots on this wait. And they have what's called copy. And I'm going to say copy all actions from here. And then it says, where do you want to copy it? I'm going to put it right here. So look how quick that was. I just put the just listed and the just reduced. Both have 4-minute waits. And then all I have to do is
change listed
this text. And I'm done. So this one says, I noticed you were checking out my just reduced homes. And this one says, I noticed you were just checking out my just listed homes on my site.
And I'm sorry, where did you go again with the 3 dots on from the top where it says just listed? Is that where you went?
No, you not on the just listed up top. You want to do it from the wait. Anytime I'm just showing you.
I want to copy the whole thing.
Here. So like what I did was I want to have the same flow from the 4 minutes down.
I see. It's the flow itself from the tag. Okay.
Yep. So I hit the 3 dots, I hit copy, and then I said copy all actions from this point down.
Got it. Okay.
Because I could have 50 things below it. It'll copy all 50 and put it wherever I want it.
Awesome.
Marty, is there a way we can send test?
Yeah, I was just about to tell you at the very bottom of your SMS form.
Yeah, right up here, all the workflows, if you hit save on the thing, there's a test workflow right here.
Yeah, but if you want to go down to the SMS window where you just created it, just click on one and go scroll down.
Yeah, there is a test here too.
You just make sure you have to put the country code in there because I just tried it.
So if everybody wants to see how this text looks, you can do, +1 215. Oh, I didn't want to do that.
You need dashes because it says wrong phone number.
Make sure you put +1 for
+1 215, no dashes. Just do 740-9824.
Got it.
And hit send SMS.
Marty, I was actually asking about testing the workflow up at the top, but you can select a contact, but how do you get it through?
It automatically forces it through, Jonathan. So like the test is going to go through a whole test drill of each of the steps.
But even like if I have a flow on like reduced, it will and a different flow on just listed, it will test on both.
That's interesting. Let's do a test.
What did I miss?
Smarty, while you're doing that, I put 4 responses from Grok in there to the question I asked about people who visited Just Listed. And I really like in the second one I sent, that first message that it came up with about arranging a showing. Then I'm going to follow it up an hour later if they don't respond. Hey, if you didn't see anything you liked, would you like me to set you up a custom search?
Yep.
That's a great idea.
So let me show you that because you could do that automatically here. Let me show you. I'm making you guys all into masters or PhD realtors here with Go High Level. You guys are going to love this thing once you get a grip of what it can do for you because it is spectacular.
Smarty, I'm sorry. Hey, Smarty.
Yep.
Smarty, can you do me a favor and just scroll up to the top so I can grab the top part of the workflow so I can recreate it? Awesome.
Smarty, I threw a couple in from the AI from Lofty into the chat too. The initial
text messages.
Yeah, it's the initial one the AI sends, and then if they say no, then it basically responds with that.
Smarty, I lost you with where to enter the text for the SMS message. How do I do that?
Right down in here, you're dropping in a text box.
Okay.
So if you hit the text box, the plus sign,
yeah,
there's like hundreds of things you could do in a workflow.
Right.
So the one I always use is like SMS. Send them an SMS.
Okay.
And then down here is where you type in the SMS.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Now, let's just say, do you guys want to know when somebody pushes the button?
Of course.
Right? So down in here, if we do a plus sign in the search, type in notify. There is a internal notification. So if James says, man, I want to get a text message or an email every time one of my buyers clicks on that button so I can reach out to them, right? When you click on that, they give you 3 options. You could send an email, a notification, or an SMS. If you're not familiar with the notification on the iPhone, notifications come at the top. Like if I order a pizza at the pizza shop, I'll get a push notification at the top of my phone. The driver's on the way to your house. And then I'll get another push notification that says the pizza's delivered, right? So you could do either a notification to yourself, an SMS, and then you craft a little message. So when you do that, it's going to say, what user am I going to send it to? And that could be all users in your system, assigned users, custom number, or a particular user. So I have a bunch of people in my account. So I could say I want Tom and I to get it. So I could say Tom and Smarty are the 2 that are going to get this text.
I don't have my name in there. How do I get my name in there as a user?
You are a user.
I know, but it just says all users, assigned user, customer, or particular.
Go to a particular user.
And
the user type.
Oh, I see. Okay. And then there's my name. Okay.
Right. And then you'll say, I'm going to send it to just Sandy.
Okay.
If you're the only one in your account, you could leave it at all users because you're the only user in your system.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What was that action called up top? How did you get to that type of notification?
The user type.
No, above that.
At the very top, I use internal notification. Just type here. I'll go back and do it again. So when you hit the plus sign in the search for the actions, if you type in notify,
you could do a notification and save yourself the cost to send yourself a text message.
Yep, that's right.
Huh.
Oh, so what does a notification do? How does it notify you?
It still notifies you, Sandy. Do you have an iPhone, Sandy?
I do.
You know how notices pop on your phone all day long?
Okay.
Weather alerts.
Got it. Okay, cool.
That's not a text message on your SMS. That's just a notification on your phone.
You need the Lead Connector app installed and logged in.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything. I put in notify.
Not getting anything.
I type in notify and there's nothing there.
Look, watch my screen, Tim.
Okay.
I hit plus.
Right.
Up in the search window, I start typing in NA not. And down here, you'll see send internal notification.
There it is. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, you just can't type in notify with a Y because
with a Y. Yep. It's going to say what type of notification.
Got it.
So I'm going to do a notification instead of an SMS. This is different than if it's an SMS. So let's start with SMS. So I'll show you how to set that up, and then we'll look at the different ones here. So if it's an SMS, you're going to identify what type of user is going to get it. So all users will be everybody in your system is going to get the SMS. Assign user looks at the owner of the contact. So in the contacts, every contact has an owner. So I have agents in this group. that have like, I have one group in my group from Michigan, they have 18 agents in the sub account. And they do round robin assignments. So when a lead comes in, Kathleen gets this one, Chris gets this one, Jonathan gets this one. So if you look at their contact list, they'll have different owners. So if I want the person that's owning the lead to get the notice, I'm going to do assign user. And then the other option is custom. You use custom when you have somebody that's not in your system, they're not a user, but you want to send them a text. So I'm using this for my title company. So I have my title company's number in there. I have workflows that the title company will get a text message. Hey, we're just opening open title. We just went under contract. Does that make sense? So you could send somebody outside the system that text. And then the particular user, a field pops up, and then you can start picking which user in your account do you want to get the text. So I have all these agents in my account. If Michelle's going to get it, or Paul, or Smarty, or whoever, I can decide who gets the notification.
Smarty, can I ask a quick question?
Yep.
When we're sending out text, is there a way to not send a second text if they answer the first? I'm not finding anything in the workflow that monitors if there is a response that comes back from that text.
Well, this one here is as soon as they push the button, we're letting us know.
No, that's what I'm saying.
We're gonna build some more logic
text,
in this. We're gonna build some more stuff, Campbell, downstream.
Okay.
Okay. So hold on there. We're gonna keep getting this thing more advanced for us to make it really do what we want.
So Marty, before you change from the screen, can you go to notifications really quick? And then scroll down to the bottom. What is the redirect page now?
You could redirect to a contact.
So like when you click the notification, does it go to the contact record? Is that what it's doing there?
Yeah.
So if you tap the notification, it goes directly to the contact record?
On your mobile app. I think that's what that does.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Which I think is really sweet. Let's try it out. And then down here, we're going to go through. Oh, shit. There's my mouse again.
Do you want it to be conversation or?
I want to do contact.
How did you get to the redirect? Where's
Now I'm
that?
going to send it to myself.
You have to change to notification instead of SMS.
Oh. Okay, notifications.
So we're trying different things, Sandy. We're just
I see,
showing different
gotcha.
things you could do. Because if you don't want a
Okay.
text or a notification, you just say, just send me an email when they do it.
Okay.
You could pick a notification that's an email. And then you say, hey, Sandy, Mary Smith just went to Just Listed Homes.
Yeah, but if you're out in the field, that's no good.
That's
rather-
no
I like
good,
the
yeah.
notification because then you can get in the app and you can do whatever you need to directly.
Yeah. Notifications is spectacular. So when you do a notification, it has a title. So I don't know if you let me look at my screen here, but if you look at your iPhone, if you have notifications on your iPhone, you're going to notice every notification has a title and a message.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so when my my Caviar delivers my pasta dish downstairs, I'm going to get a notice from Caviar, order delivered, and then underneath your driver will be there soon. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. We're going to give it a title. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this little tag here in the title field. This lets me get to fields, and I'm going to use the contact's full name. And I'm going to say is checking out homes, or I could say just reduced homes.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Well, I'll just say like that, checking out homes, and they are shopping just reduced homes is the message.
Could you, based on the the trigger or the if else statement, can you identify in the downstream whether or not it's just reduced or just? Oh, actually, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, that's where my branches are right now. Is I'm going down two different paths to
Well,
say.
yeah. I mean, I was just saying, like, have just one direction, like have it like a V, and just have one handle.
Yeah, so I'll show you what that does. So let me show you.
I forgot how we got here.
If you
How
just
did we
wanted to
get
make one notification, it's whether they did one or the other. You could do what's called a go-to, Jonathan. So it goes down one path, and then I want to go over to the other path and finish up the rest of the flow. So you could do more like branching and stuff. So I don't have to have two notification steps in here. I could have one, and then everything goes to that.
What
But
did
if
we
I want
decide
my
on the
message to be
redirect?
different, I'm going to do it like this.
I'm doing the contact record.
For redirect?
Yeah, that way you can, once you're on the contact record, you can go either call them or do whatever you need to.
Got it.
So does everybody have that set up? So we were sending a notification.
Also in the message, you can.
Well, Smarty, can we go back a little bit? Everybody asks questions that are further along than other people, and we never finish the whole thing. Can we go back a little bit?
Where do you want to go back?
I think we skipped some parts. So if we switch from SMS to notifications, right? But there's a part between SMS and the end, or notification in the end, that we really didn't get to. We skipped right past it because somebody asked a question.
What do you mean? When I was doing the wait?
Yeah. So okay.
Steve,
So
look at your grid. Look at your grid and compare it to Marty's and see if it matches.
well, the end result matches, but the stuff, the content inside, I don't know if that matches.
Oh, well, I'll
Does that
tell you,
make sense?
like this one here,
So
I
let
just
me-
said,
yeah,
hey,
so let's
Smarty,
go with-
I noticed
Not
you
that
were
one. Go to
checking
the
my
next
just
one. The one
homes.
we were working on. The next one.
The next one.
Notification?
That one. So now we switch from SMS to notifications.
Yeah.
Got that. And then
And
we
just to
type
show
the
you,
message.
we're just showing like different things, Steve. Like if you just want to get an email, you pick email. This is your message that you're going to get. And that can either come in the form of an email, a notification, or an SMS.
No, I get it. It's just that you're going step by step, and if somebody asks a question, and you jump to the end, and we seem to never go back to the other part. That's all I'm saying. Is
okay. So
I just want to make sure I got the whole thing.
everybody's caught up. So send notification. The type is notification. The title is the person's full name is checking out homes. And then in the message, it's just going to say they're shopping just reduced homes.
Yeah, could you keep scrolling down to the bottom, please?
And then down to the bottom, we pick the redirect is going to go to the contact record. And I pick particular user and I pick John Smart only because I have more than one person in my account. Arthur, if you're the only one in your whole you have JP too. So everybody has JP because he's supporting you. So everybody has at least two people. So use particular user and just pick your record. So that way you know you're getting it.
I would just
sending
go
a
with
notification to JP.
I mean,
Now, can we copy this? So we just did one. We did one together on.
Yep.
this
So we
list.
hit save.
Three
and then if we
dots.
want to, we could do this and then say copy and place it right there.
Well, how did you place it? What'd you do? You just
When you hit copy, Sandy,
yeah.
it says, look at all the copy here, copy here, copy here. Where do you want to copy it? And I just click this.
Oh, you click it on where you want it. Okay.
Where you want it.
And
And then there's also a delete because now I have two.
actually, I mean, just a suggestion, Smarty. I mean, I know you're going through this organically, but the send notification, I would think we would want that before the wait.
Yeah, that's a good point. So
What do you
let's
say?
go. That's another feature. That's a really good point. Before the wait, we want to notify ourselves that this thing happened. So what we could do now that we have this, let me show you another feature. When you're down here at the send notice, I'm going to hit the 3 dots, and this time I'm going to hit move, not copy. And if I had things below it, I could move everything below it, but there's only one. So I'm just going to say move action. And then it says, where do you want to move it? So I'm going to move it above the wait period. So now they click the button, they come in the workflow. We're going to tag them. We're going to create an opportunity. We're going to tag them. We're going to let you know that that event just happened. We're going to wait 4 minutes, and then we're going to start texting the buyer. So let's do it for the other one. I'm going to go to this notice. I'm going to hit the 3 dots. I'm going to say move action. And I'm going to put that above that wait.
And is
Everybody
this
catch up?
is this an internal notification?
This is internal, Chris. This is all internal.
Okay, thank you.
That send notification goes to you. SMS and emails go to the client.
Marty, I think you picked the wrong one because mine says internal notification on my screen. Oh, you renamed it.
I just renamed it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I just renamed it. And if you want to be real deliberate, you can say notify me. Right?
And Smarty, if you're going to notify yourself, you probably want to put the email address in there because that's the unique identifier. The names can be duplicated. The email is going to be the easier way to find them than their name.
No, that's not what this is doing. This is just sending the notice to me, you mean?
I thought you were sending yourself an SMS to know that this has happened with a certain person.
No, we're sending a notice. Notification.
Notification from the Go High Level app.
Oh, you're sent to the you're sent to the GHL app. I'm sorry, I thought you were SMSing it. My bad.
And actually, I mean, I don't know if you're doing SMS, but if you wanted to, the benefit of using the app and the notification is you can click the notification, it goes directly to contact record. So you skip the fumbling of having to search for that person.
Yeah, that's way better, not having to search for them.
So you are changing the notification to something else?
We could change the notification just to a notification instead of an SMS.
Yeah, but what Jonathan was just talking, contacts down below the bottom, is that what you're referring to, Jonathan?
Yeah, you have the option of directing to a conversation, a contact, or one other item opportunity. So in that event, if you have it set to contact, it's going to go to the contact record for that person. If you go to the conversation, it's going to go directly to their conversation that you have ongoing with that person. And then for opportunity, if they're assigned an opportunity, then you would go to that opportunity. I don't know how it's going to handle multiple opportunities, though.
I wouldn't do opportunities, guys. Just when you get the notice, you just want to have your mobile app. You click on it, and there's Mary Smith, and I pick up the phone and I call her. Right? Just open the person's record. She's the one that just looked at homes. You want the notification when you get it on your mobile app. You're going to click on it. Mary Smith's on the app. Boom. Hey, Mary, this is Smarty. You were on my website.
Versus what Jonathan was saying is that you could also set it up to go and show up your, opportunity or whatever. But I get what you're saying. So go to contact and you can look everything else up.
Yeah, because when you're on the contact, you can see what opportunities she has, conversations you had with her.
Okay.
My drop down menu only says all users, so I don't know if JP is going to be getting this too. I don't have.
If you pick all users, JP is going to get all your notices, Sandy.
That's what I'm saying. There's no other option.
No, there is. There's instead of all users, pick particular user.
Oh, okay.
How about user assigned to contact?
Well, you could do that as well.
Yeah,
I just
no,
like
my
particular
screen
user.
doesn't,
Chris, I just pick me all the time, so I just say particular user, give it to me.
Got it. That's easy.
Right?
I mean,
instead of
if you're the only person in your CRM and you're the one that's assigned to all the leads, then you're going to be the person that's on it for users.
No, because JP's on there too.
Well, no, the
He doesn't get assigned
assigned one, Sandy, is assigned to the lead. JP's not assigned to your lead.
Got it.
But if you say all users, then it's going to take all users in your account.
Okay.
I've got a real quick question. So I took a look at my test, and my name comes across. It says Charles A. Texador, and I wanted to say Andrew Texador. Where is it pulling Charles?
Oh, that's pulling from your contact record, whoever in your test. It's in your settings and your however you set yourself up
Your profile.
in your profile.
In my profile, because it's sending as Charles Andrew Texador, Charles A. Texador. So in my profile page, just change that.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, yeah, because I believe the custom value is the user and then the full name or something. So that's pulling from your user profile.
Thank you.
It's the my profile, not business profile, I think, right?
Yeah, it's the my profile. Go to settings, go to my staff, and you'll see all the people in your account, all your users. You're one of them. Hit the pencil on your record and you change your name and your phone number, anything you want on there. So this is starting to shape out pretty nicely, guys. So you ready to dive into PhD number 2? So what we can do here now is we send them a text message. What happens if they reply back to you? Or what happens if they don't respond to the SMS and send anything back to you? That's kind of what Campbell was saying, right? So if you go down here to the SMS that's going out, you can click on this guy, the plus. And let me just go into reply.
Actually, Smarty.
What was it, Jonathan?
I was thinking because we can also assign trigger links in the SMS response, so we could be like, so you're looking at just reduced homes, and then you could send them to another trigger link that you have that's to keep them engaged.
Yep, exactly. So what we're going to do here, guys, is this is a more advanced stuff, but follow along. Steve, are you with us so far? So we have 4 minutes, and then we're sending the notice. And we move the notice above the 4 minutes. Is everybody with us?
Sorry, I was muted. Yes, I'm with you. I was just saying earlier.
Yeah.
You go through it, and then somebody asks a question, a more technical question. Some people are further along than others.
Yeah.
And then you go ahead and answer their question. We don't go back. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So we have a notice to us. Wait 4 minutes. SMS.
Ben had a better credit than she did, so I'm still waiting to hear back from her. Yeah, they both will have to, yes.
I got them. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're sending a text. What we want to do is now we want to wait. So we're going to add a wait step again after the SMS. So how we do waits is we hit the plus, and up here we do a wait. Type in wait and find the wait action. Is everybody right here, the wait action? Now remember before we said 4 minutes.
Or 10 minutes.
Or 10 minutes, whatever you said. We're going to be a little bit more advanced now. We're getting into very advanced stuff. See where it says wait for? The field above, it says a time delay.
Yep.
If you hit this drop down here, you can come down here. There's a bunch of stuff you could do. You could say wait for a reply of a certain step. So I'm going to say contact reply. It's now going to ask me for what step to pick. So I'm going to pick the SMS, and that's the only thing I could select. If I had multiple SMSs, I could have multiple. So is everybody following what we're doing here? We're having a wait step after we send the text to that buyer, whether it's 10 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Sandy did 10 minutes. So they got an email, they clicked the button, they're checking out their just reduced homes. Sandy got a notice, it's waiting 10 minutes, and then that buyer's going to get a text from Sandy saying, hey, thanks for, you're seeing your home. Do you want to tour any right now? What we're doing now is we're going to do a wait and see if they respond to us. Follow the logic right now, what we're doing?
Yes.
So we sent that text out. Now we're going to wait and see what they do with that text we sent to them.
And since it's a text, it should be fairly quick. So if they don't respond.
Yeah. So what we could do is there's a little timeout button here. We could say, let's put a timeout. And we're going to decide maybe an hour or whatever. You're deciding when I send them that text, how long do I want to give them to reply to that text? Now, this one you could put out a little bit in the future. Maybe they're at work or something. So I may do 3 hours later, right? If they don't reply to me, I want to do something. And that what we do is up to you. So I'll show you what we're going to do after that. So I send them a text. Do you want to shop for homes? And they ghost me. They don't respond back. 3 hours from now, I'm going to do something else. I may send them another nudge, another text. Hey, did you see my text from earlier? Do you want to see any homes? Or whatever. Jonathan said, here's a link of just, reduce. Here's some other homes. You can get really fancy at what you do to them to nudge them, right? Because people don't always respond to text right away if they're working. Maybe they're a nurse and they're in the hospital. They were looking at homes during their lunch break, but now they're back on the floor. They may not be done the nursing shift for 6 hours. So, you decide when is that wait step, the timeout step. How many hours in the future do you want to do it? It could be a day later, wait a day, and then nudge them. It could be 6 hours, nudge them. Totally up to you. Does everybody have this set up right now?
Yep.
So we have wait, contact reply, SMS, and then whatever time you want, you hit save action on the bottom. What that just did for us now, it built a little tree. And in the tree, they either replied in that period or they didn't, right? Because you may have sent them a text saying and they replied in 5 minutes or a minute later, said, yes, I want to see homes. Or maybe it was an hour later, I want to see homes. Or 2 hours and 59 minutes, I want to see homes. They replied in that window that I had the timeout period. But if they don't meet that timeout, it's going to go down this window right here. And now I could do whatever I want down this path. So if I want to send them a nudge text, I could hit the plus, type in SMS, and let's send them another SMS. Checking in to see if you saw my earlier text. Interested?
Sounds like what I'd say to my kid.
Yeah, exactly. Right? You could do whatever you want, guys. What do you want to say to them if they don't respond to you within 3 hours? And then I get, okay, save. So
is the system automatically behind the scenes making sure stuff doesn't go out after hours, like say 8 p.m.?
Oh yeah. So while we're at that, before we get any more advanced, let me just talk about that because that's a good point that Tim brought up. So now that I have that step in there, I'm just going to slide all the way up to the top of the email. Actually, I don't even have to slide up. So let me stay where I was at. So I'm down here. In the menu up here in the workflow, you have a couple different tabs. You have enrollment history, shows all the people that are currently in this workflow, who enrolled in the workflow. Execution log will show you where they are in the workflow. Are they in a wait period? There's a lot of stuff we do on the execution. But what Tim's talking about is settings. So every workflow has settings. So when I click on the workflow, let's talk about some of these settings you could do in the workflow. So the one I always check on is allow re-entry. Why would you want that on? So they get an email on Monday from Sandy and they clicked on the just reduced homes. And then on Thursday, they get another email from Sandy through the drip campaign and they clicked on the just listed homes button. You want them to be able to enter this workflow again.
Is that a pre-done like that, or they just blank all of them?
Well, it's either on or off, but I gave it to you, so I had it turned on.
Okay, so they're set.
They're set.
Okay.
I'm just going
So if we
through
want to stop them,
what
then-
they do, so you know if you're ever building your own workflow, you always want to decide what you want to do with
I
this
see.
workflow. Because I may have a workflow that I only want somebody to go in this workflow one time and one time only. Right? But something like this, I'm going to say let them come in as many times as they want. So if they get 52 emails this year and they clicked on 40 of those buttons, they're going to go in here and get a text message every time they do it. What you also can do is you could have this guy turned on. I have it turned off. They have an option in the settings to say, do you want to stop once they respond? So let's say that in this workflow, we built a 2-week drip campaign where every 3 days we're sending them a text and an email. How they clicked on that button, right? If they responded to the text, do you want to keep sending them other texts down below in the workflow? Because they're going to be stuck in the workflow and wait steps. So this is a good one to turn on, because if they reply to my text message, now they're in the app and we're talking and I'm texting them. I don't want other things in this workflow send them another text, another email down the stream. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So when they respond, we're going to say stop all future.
Yeah, because the whole purpose is to get them to respond. That's
Exactly.
That's
You
what
want to get
everything
them
is
to
for.
respond. Right?
Yeah. Even if it's F off, you're trying to
if
get
it's F
something.
off, if they responded, I'm not going to send them another text. Do you want to shop for a home?
Especially if it was F off, right?
Right. So as I go down here, this is what Tim was asking for. You can set the time zone for the workflow, and it's defaulting to the account time zone. So each of you are in a different time zone. When in your settings, my profile, there's a field that says what time zone are you in. So Sandy put in, PST, Pacific time. So it's just going to use your time zone.
Perfect.
And then down here, we have what's called time window. Do you want a specific time for these texts and all this workflow to operate? I highly suggest everybody turn that on and you decide what windows do you want this workflow to operate. So I usually like to set my morning to starting at 9 in the morning. And then I usually go no later than like 8 o'clock at night. And I'm going to do it all 7 days because people shop 7 days a week. So my workflow says if they click one of those buttons any day of the week, if it's 6 in the morning, they click the button, they're not going to get the text message. It's going to wait until 9. If they click it like Sandy's late owl, 3 in the morning, I don't want a text message going to the client at 3 in the morning. Hey, do you want to shop?
Pissing them off, right?
Right. So this is, Tim, this is what you're asking. This is where you get very specific that people entering this workflow, these are when this workflow is going to operate in these windows.
This is not global. This is to each workflow, right?
Each workflow.
You got to set it for each one you create. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now down here, there's other things you can do. You could specify a from and a to. This is going to overwrite your email action. So what I mean by that, I never set these two because it always knows that it's Smarty's account. It's always going to be Smarty the Realtor and Smarty's email is sending everything. So you have a global setting. It knows who you are, Sandy, in your email. So you don't have to set that Sandy sent an email and so forth. The reason they have it in here is there may be workflows where you want somebody else sending the email, right? So you have more control over it. You can pick somebody else's email and name, right? If you really
this came
want.
from Smarty, not from me.
Yeah. And then down here, you can also do the same with the number. So in the number, if you have more than one phone number, you're gonna pick what phone number you're gonna use to send the text messages. So I have 3 phone numbers in my sub account. When I hit the drop down, the default one will always be used, but if I wanted that one to be used, I could pick a different one. If I don't pick anything, it'll just use your default.
So Smarty, on the time window, it's going to constrain all actions. It's not just going to constrain the SMS outbound.
It's primarily for communication, Jonathan.
Yeah, but like, what the notification say if somebody
So
goes
if they're going in, Jonathan, like the things that happen when they come in at like 2 a.m, it's still going to create the opportunity. It's still going to put the tag on them. It's going to wait 5 minutes. It's going to notify you, and it's going to wait. It won't notify you because that's your part of the time frame. But it'll put them in the wait step. The SMSs aren't going to go out. So in that flow, Jonathan, it'll do the upper activities in the workflow, create the opportunity, put them on the board, tag the person. But when it says I'm outside the window, it's going to put them in a hold before we send out that text and that notification. So at 9 o'clock, you're going to get a notice, and then it's going to wait 5 or 10 minutes, and then the buyer's going to get a text message. So it just waits for all the communication that's coming out of the workflow.
Marty, have you seen the ability to? I know we got the default number, right? Is there a way? Is there a way to have 2 different default numbers? Meaning, I want a default number for phone calls and a default text number for campaigns.
So yeah, Alan, that's exactly what they did here now. So all throughout the system now, they just added this like a month ago. So before a month ago, it only used your default number in settings for all your workflow SMS communications.
Yeah.
Now I can say for this workflow, this is the phone number I want to use sending out stuff from this workflow.
But there's no global setting to use this number for all workflows for texting.
Well, by default, if you don't have this set, the default number is used for all texting.
Right, which I don't want to do that because the default number for phone calls is like my business card, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But for the text message workflow, for automations texting, that's more of a marketing thing, and to protect my main number for phone calls, I don't want to mix the 2 up.
Yeah, so you're going to use this feature where for the workflows, you're going to say, always go from, this is where my 4 sales signs are, my business cards.
Yeah.
I may want to do all texting from the 610 number.
Right. So
Already
then
dovetailing into what Alan said there. If you have one number you have dedicated to texting and Twilio decides to drop the hammer on you, do your other numbers still stay active because that was not the offending number?
Correct. It's tied to the number, Campbell. So, Alan's absolutely right. You may want to consider a second number for your blind texting that you're doing out of the automations.
Yeah, that may be a real good idea.
Yeah.
So and then so that what that means is every automation that we text from, we're going to have to go. This is going to have to be modified every time.
Yeah.
So
now the nice thing, Alan, is I only have 3 workflows or 4 workflows that have SMS built into them because I don't have SMS in any of the emails. I separated them in version 5 because of the new texting laws. So version 5, I actually did it in version 4 because for other reasons we were getting blocked. So about 7 months ago, if you looked at my automations last summer, one automation would have send an email, wait 2 minutes, send a text, wait 2 days, send an email, send a text. So the text and the emails were all in one workflow.
I remember. So
I stopped doing that. So now there's only a handful of SMS workflows that if you want to do that strategy, Alan and Campbell and everybody, you just have to edit 3 or 4 workflows and say, use this phone number for these guys.
Plus all the FUPs, and if we use the other ones that you did put back into our accounts, we have to
that's right.
those as well.
Yeah, the FUPs would have to be done too.
So Smarty, what happens if somebody responds to a text message that is other than our default number? How do we see
It'll
that?
still come in conversations. because they're in your account. So you'll still see them coming in. It'll just say it's coming in on this phone number.
And if we reply, then via the conversation, will it reply from the same?
It should
from the
stay
same
from
number
that
we use?
same. It should stay from that same number, Tom. I'm thinking. Yeah, because I know like there's agents in my group that every agent has a phone number in the CRM. So when they go to conversations, you know, Michelle can text from her number, Tom can text from his number, and it stays on that number. The last one here is conversations. Says, do you want to toggle this on if you want conversations that that this workflow is to be marked as red? I usually text, especially if I have a workflow that's sending out emails. I have this toggled on because I don't want, every time I send an email out to all my expireds, I don't want my conversation panel in the unread section to have all the email sent, email sent, email sent, email sent. Right? So we're suppressing them from going into the conversations inbox for unread messages.
I didn't understand that, but I'm just gonna do what you said.
Yeah. Yeah, what happens is if you don't have that checked, and let's just say my workflows are sending out emails, when you go to the conversations in the menu, which where you live every day, like I go to conversations, say who's talking to me today, and it's going to see all my conversations I'm having. If you didn't have that toggled, you're going to see the outbound conversations that you did, not the inbound that your clients did. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it'll start sending, Andrew sent these 500 emails today. You don't care about that. You care about when they reply back in an email or send you a text and they raise their hand. That's when you want to show it up in the conversation panel.
So Smarty, quick question. I know you've been over this, but as we're sending out automations and as a client responds in different workflows, how do we turn off the automations so that the client doesn't keep getting, once we're engaged, so the client doesn't keep getting.
Yeah, that's a very good question, Tom. So let's advance this even further. So if they do respond, because they already are on a campaign, because they came in from listening to leads, the buyer came in, we put them on the new buyer campaign, so they're getting emails and all kinds of stuff from us. And they took the action and they clicked the button and checked out your just listed homes. And now we send them a text message and they did reply back to us. Yes, I am, or F you, or whatever. They replied back. What we can do in a workflow is we could disable all automations. So if you want to do that, guys, like Tom just said, if they do reply on this side, I can hit the plus, and up in the actions, I'm going to type in automations, or I'm sorry, type workflow. They have a remove from workflow action. So if I wanted to, I could say remove from the current workflow, which I don't want to do, another workflow, all workflows except this one, or all workflows.
Well, let's take a moment and think about this. There's another area that you may want to stop, right? Is the stop bot, where you get the AI to stop talking back. But you may want to, depending on what lead flow you're working this from, you may want to leave them on their automations because you're still, depending, you don't know, right? You may not want to automatically remove them from automations, but stop the chatbot from responding to them or something.
Right.
Yep. You could do that as well, Alan.
Well, that would be the same thing if you did this workflow, because this workflow is the text workflow.
Yeah, but guys, you got to think about it. Really, what you want to stop, if you've got them responding here, you may want to stop the email campaign that's sending them the just listed ones, but still keep them perhaps on the monthly one that goes just to keep them in the drip.
I would think they'd still want the just listed.
Yeah. So if I'm going to do like what Campbell said, I'll say another workflow, and then I'll pick the buyer one. These are all the workflows. So I'll pick, I know my buyers are in the buyer workflow.
Can you just type in buyer Smarty and it come up?
Yeah, let me get rid of this. So buyer nurture.
The buyer nurture is not the same as the monthly holiday one, is it?
Correct. So there's two workflows that the way that my buyers work, guys, just so you know how we design the buyers, Bob and I thought a lot about this. The new buyer is the default one that every buyer should go into when they enter your CRM. So if they're coming from Zillow, a Facebook ad, listing to leads, a buyer comes in from listing to leads, they come into CRM, we automatically put them in the new buyer lead automation. The purpose of the new buyer lead automation is it's going to blitz them for 10 days. We're going to hit them a lot over the next 10 days. At the end of the new buyer one automatically puts them on the buyer nurture one at the end. So we blitz them for 2 weeks, and then we put them on a nurture, and the nurture goes for 150, 200 years. They're going to keep getting.
When I put them in, they go at the same time. How do you make sure one goes after the other? Because I noticed when I put it in the left-hand side, I hit automations. I put in those two workflows, and I can see to the right where the emails are. They show up back to back, but one from each workflow.
They shouldn't. You shouldn't put them in both, but we'll double check yours, Sandy.
Okay.
They're designed so that the new buyer is that because the buyer nurture has no trigger, so it doesn't trigger on anything. So it won't fire for anything. So the way that we designed it is the new buyer lead is what triggers on a buyer tag or listing to lead buyer. They're going to start getting stuff. And in that workflow at the end, it waits 30 days and it puts them on the buyer nurture one. So I'll show you what it looks like, but we'll look at Sandy's because maybe you put a tag in there on that workflow and they're both
on your buyer drip auto nurture. There is a tag of buyer drip, not buyer.
Yeah.
So, I didn't use that one.
Yep. So we'll look at it, but you don't want them both firing at the same time because you're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, when you go to automations, you manually put in a new one. Under automations, I put in the two workflows.
No, you don't want to do that. That's your problem. You're putting the person in two workflows. You're getting two sets of emails.
So how do I know they're going to get? How do they know which one else I want them to get if I only put in?
Well, what I was just saying, Sandy, is every new buyer that enters your CRM, no matter wherever they came from, they all go into the new buyer lead automation. That's it.
Now I've got new construction, so I add the new construction one. So they're getting them at the same time. Is that?
I wouldn't put them in the new buyer lead one. We'll just do new construction.
Got it. Okay.
So Sandy, on the new buyer lead versus buyer nurture, all you have to do is put the tag buyer, and these two will trigger in sequence on their own.
I didn't know that. I thought I had to put in the automations myself, so I manually was putting them in.
Nope, you don't manually.
All mine.
Everything is tag driven, and he gave us the
cheat sheet of all the tags.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a buyer tag. It's very simple. I put a buyer tag with buyer instead of the seller. I mean, there's nothing to learn
buyer
there.
tag puts them in the new buyer lead, and then after 2 weeks, it waits 30 days. Says now let's put them on the buyer nurture.
And Sandy.
So instead of the new buyer lead, I would go in there, take it out, and swap it out for the new construction.
Correct.
Well, you can actually just add a tag of new construction and then remove them from these workflows.
Yeah,
I did, and so I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you what we're going to do to automate that, Sandy. So hold your thought because we can make it even automated even more.
Okay.
So you don't want to remove them. You don't want to remove the buyer tag because they are still a buyer.
No, I wasn't thinking. I was just looking at the automation, not the tag.
So you don't want to remove the buyer tag because that's important for the chat bot and everything else.
Yes, I understand.
So you don't remove that, but I'm going to show you a trick that we're going to do for Sandy, and all you guys can set up this trick. So if you're doing new construction marketing, what we're gonna do is we're gonna edit the new construction campaign.
I did.
And at the very top, we're gonna remove them from the buyer nurture. First thing we're gonna do.
Oh, I see.
Right, or the new buyer lead. So I just did what Tom was asking, right? And then I'll give it a name here. Remove from buyer drips, whatever. So that's how you do it, Tom, if you want to get them out of an automation. So they replied to me in text, and now I'm going to get them out of those two automations. Now, like what Campbell was saying, the buyer theme-based campaigns are not automations, they're campaigns. So you still want them on there. So you don't want to get them out of there. Every month they're going to get a nice email from you that's holiday based. So what are we going to get this month? We're going to get a St. Patty's Day email about buying homes, and that goes out automatically for the month of March. Whenever you set the date for that to go out on St. Patty's Day or the 16th or the 15th or whatever.
Smarty, so you said automations, campaigns. So I'm a little bit confused.
These are automations. So automations are tagged and they just sequentially send this and this and this and this and this, do this, do this, do this. These are called automations. A campaign we use to send out email blasts on certain dates. So we sent, like this morning, I sent out the top 10 dates in March, that you need to know about. And it was a beautiful email from Listing to Leads. So Bob and I went into Listing to Leads. They released that email yesterday to us, guys. If you haven't launched it yet, you better do it today because the dates are already happening. So you go into Listing to Leads, you find the 10 popular dates in March, you copy the code, you go into campaigns, you drop a code block, paste the code in, and you got this beautiful email and you send it.
So campaign is something that we occasionally do manually. Automations are boom, boom, boom.
Automations are automatically
generating. We're talking about automation.
This is all automations here.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Now, what we're saying, Tim, is we have both things going on. So I send out blogs through campaigns. I send out newsletters, right? I have a new house I'm promoting. I send it out to all my buyers, a new house, open house this weekend. I'm sending those out as campaigns. They're still going to get that stuff because I'm sending it to them, right? And one of our campaigns that we set up is called a buyer theme campaign and a seller theme campaign.
So the campaign is going to go out regardless of
regardless
what the
of getting them
does.
out of these
Just
automations.
Every month it's just going to go blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
The
So
automation
they're still going to get my
is gonna go
newsletter.
out.
They're still going to get the happy holiday.
We have to initiate a campaign, right? We have to initiate. We got to push a button and make it go, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Not your monthly themes. No, those are but trigger based, tag based.
No. They're not, Alan.
Oh, for the
No. The new version 5. We all decided.
You're right. And
so if I come out here, just to show you real quick, if I come back to marketing, and I come to emails, if you guys haven't set this up, spend some time tonight setting it up. It takes you like half hour to set them all up. There are only 12 months in a year. You go to marketing, email campaigns. Remember I said create your folders?
Yeah.
So I have fun campaigns, buyer themes, seller themes, newsletters, blogs, and home marketing. Okay, so I just got a listing. I just sent out a for sale, a listing alert for my Arlington house, and I sent one to buyers and one to agents. Using the listing buddy in the AI certified agent, I went into the listing buddy and it built my whole marketing plan for the listing I just had. It wrote the listing description. It wrote all the emails that go out, all the social posts.
Can I see what you sent them? What did you send? Is it
so I sent this here.
Is that your listing?
This is my listing.
Okay, so you just put it on an email format.
Yep, it's on an email, and then this goes right to. Well, actually, this is only a test, so it doesn't have the page.
Gotcha.
But
okay.
In a test, it's gonna go right to the
So
property
you just put
on my
in
website.
the image box, and then you put in the
an image
the
box,
text
and then
box.
I put a little button, and behind the button, I pointed it to my website with that home.
How do we get our listings on our websites?
You already have them, Sandy. You just search. So.
Oh, I mean, like I just took a listing. There's not a place that I would put that on the page.
Well, if I take a listing before I do my marketing of it, it's already on the MLS and it's active, or it's coming soon, or it's active. So it's already on my website by design.
Sandy, send them back to your single property website with listing to leads, and that way you're capturing the lead.
Got it.
I was thinking.
So there's another way too. In IDX Broker, and I'm not sure about Buying Buddy, but also with Rooster, in your widgets you can put in MLS numbers. So you could create a custom. You could do one MLS number.
Oh, I wonder if we could do that in Buddy.
Yeah,
it's actually.
I just do it with Buying Buddy, Sandy. So I don't even do it in Buying Buddy. All I do is I search for my house.
I was thinking, I want a widget, so someone goes to my my page, it's going to be.
No, look. So
That's doable.
It's doable, but it's easier I just open up my website and I grab my home. So if I do address.
Yeah, this is all
44 South Sheridan.
It's all preference.
It's right.
But when I look at your website, I don't want it to put in anything. I want to push a button. I want to look at a pretty picture and push on a button. I don't want to put an address in there.
No, I'm setting it up.
Just click below, Smarty. It's already up.
I'm creating the button.
How to get there.
So look, this is what I'm going to send them.
Yeah.
And right here it says, grab the link.
Look, Smarty, so
now I have a beautiful link that I'm going to put behind that button in the email. That URL is the link.
Let's take them here.
And when my buyers get that email and they click the button, this is what they're brought to.
Oh, so it goes to your page is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes to your website. I mean,
it has a payment
they're
calculator.
in your website
it
now
has a
looking at
payment
it?
calculator. It has a walkable transportation on the house. And I say similar properties.
I think the question is the landing page for your listing. Did you create that inside Smarty the Realtor, or did you?
Nope. No, all you're doing, guys, is you have a full IDX.
Yes.
So all I did was, if I go back on your website, you just go to your website, and if I just got another listing. So my other listing is, I don't know, let me pick 702 Dickinson. This is my other listing in South Philly. So I find the listing. I open it up.
It didn't
It was
find
just there, Smarty. I think just type 702 and leave it alone. It'll come
Yeah.
in.
Back
Is that
up.
what it was?
All right, EN, DICKEN.
There it is. So all I do is I find it. And
then
in
copy.
Buying Buddy, they have print, save. There's link right here.
Remember, Smarty's the tech wizard, not the spelling bee champ.
That's right. I grab the link, and then up in the browser, that's my link I'm going to use. I'm grabbing this URL up here. So if I put this in the Zoom chat, it's an ugly link right now. But if I put that in the Zoom chat to everyone, if you click on that, that's going to take you to a beautiful website, Smarter the Realtor, with the house.
Yep. So what I like to do is I like to have a landing page on my website, which this is one, but I want to put this into a wrapper. So at the top of it, get your free private tour, get notified about open house, and whatever buttons I want to. So I build a page that has the widget with the single MLS number in there. That way I can put my other buttons at the top.
Yeah. That's what Buying Buddy does too, Alan. So when I'm looking at the house, I can say request a showing, do a payment calculator, write notes, share this with my friends, right? Contact the agent, request more information.
Okay.
So it has all the buttons that you're asking for. So it's a nice landing page that they can come and they can save it, they can share it with their friends, they can schedule a showing right here. They click on schedule showing.
Yeah.
Right. They pick the time they want to do afternoon. Right.
Gotcha.
For Dickinson, and then it goes right to me. It gets sent right to me.
I have automations triggered off those buttons already.
Yeah.
If I wrap it, but
Yeah.
I don't have access to Buying Buddy in Houston.
Yeah. So that's how you do it, Sandy. It's real easy. Just go to your website, find your listing, grab the link. Now, you guys are all certified AI certified agents. So if you remember what I showed you last week with listening to leads and the FSBO flip book and stuff, I would never, when I put in that Zoom chat, I would never send that to a seller with that ugly link. Would you? So if you look at the chat, see how ugly that link is I put in the chat? Do you see that in the chat window, Sandy?
Yeah, it's very long.
Would you share that with a seller and say, here's my house? Right? No, you guys are advanced marketers. So if you're an advanced marketer, what would you do? You would do a URL shortener.
Bitly.
Right? So you have that in your CRM. If you come into your CRM and you come down to settings and you come down to the bottom here, there's a thing called a URL redirect. Remember I said I use RE Smarty the Realtor for everything?
Yeah.
So now I hit this blue button, add a redirect. I pick my domain. So I could either do Smarty the Realtor. The path is going to be the ugly, or the path is going to be /
Pretty address.
and then the pretty address. Like that.
And then
It's a URL. And this is where I put the real ugly URL that look how big it is and hit add redirect.
Oh, that's great.
That's great.
So now if I go up in the browser and I type in Smarty the Realtor and I do / 702 Dickinson like that. And if I put it in the Zoom chat, would you rather see that ugly one or would you rather see me sending something like that?
Nice.
So now when I hit it, the beautiful site comes up.
Team, I think we all need to request a showing from Smarty tonight for his property.
Yep.
Just to help him out.
That's right. You'll make my seller really happy.
Marty, real quick. Just
Although one of you has to bring me an offer.
I missed where you closed out that last part of the workflow.
Yeah, let's go back to that workflow and finish that stuff up.
Was it removed from workflow and then from another workflow and then you choose buyer nurture and new buyer lead?
Yeah, they were because I know my buyers are in one of those two workflows. So when I said remove from workflows, I said remove them from either. I don't know which one they're in, but just remove them from both of them.
Okay.
So that's what I did here.
Marty, when you do that, please show me where you did the internal notification. I had to go upstairs when you did that. I'm just going to take a screenshot of it, and I can figure it out on my own if you just show it to me.
Yeah. So if you look at the one I did here.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to copy the right there. That's all I need.
So there's two pages though, two sections though, Campbell. So copy that. And at the very bottom, we picked contact particular user Smarty.
You do the same thing for that last part of that workflow.
Yeah.
Smarty, you did that down below the tag. Okay, that's what I'll do.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it's just
sir.
at the bottom of the page.
Yeah, real simple.
And then down here where I did the workflow, I use the action that's called, there's an action in the workflow called remove from workflow.
Yep.
In the drop down, it's either current workflow, another workflow, all workflows except this. So I could have done all workflows except this, would have done the same thing, or all workflows. I said another workflow and I just picked these two. So what this means is if they're in the new construction workflow, Sandy, they're still going to get new construction.
Okay.
And then I could copy that and put it under the other one on.
No, I wouldn't want to put it in the other one because this is the side that they didn't respond.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I still want them getting automations. I'm not doing it. I'm not copying it on the other one. I'm only going to remove them if they responded to me. So in a 3-hour window, I'm sending a text. I'm waiting 3 hours. If they respond in those 3-hour period, I'm going to remove them from all other workflows. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, if they don't reply, they're going to get this text message. Make sense? Guys, I'll be right back. I need a bio.
Smarty,
He's not there.
I'm stuck
Okay.
on. Smarty?
He stepped out.
He took a walk. But say what?
Yeah, I just took the same walk.
We should all.
What's your question though? Let's see if we all know it.
Yeah, really.
Okay, great. Yeah. So I'm stuck back on when we created the SMS messages and I wanted to test it. and I'm typing in my cell phone number, but it says it's not valid. And I
You
am
gotta put the country code in the front, +1, number, no dashes.
Yeah, I made the same mistake.
okay. I thought I did that, but let me try. Thanks so much.
The plus sign?
The old bladder doesn't last as long as it used to.
I got an error message.
I just did the same walk.
I got an error message. Can I share my screen?
Yeah. Let me stop sharing.
So I did this. You can see it. And then I went to save it. And it says error. There's some problem using this workflow data. Wait doesn't reference the step to wait for.
Oh, so in the wait, look at the wait. Look at the weights below the SMS.
Okay. They click and open?
Yep, click on it to look at it. You missed the reply to step. So here's where, you guys, it's really good to label things, because Andrew, look, it says SMS. Well, you could be saying you sent them a just reduced, and you picked over here. If they didn't reply to the just listed SMS, I'm gonna, right? So you got to make sure things look right. So cancel this for a second. Let me just show you what you should do, just so you know what you're doing. So if you hit cancel down there, there's a cancel button. Click on one of the SMSs. Not the three dots, just click on the box. And in the action name, put that as just listed SMS or something.
Okay.
So now you know what it is, just listed SMS.
Gotcha.
And then hit save down on the bottom. No, the action on the bottom, Andrew. And then do it the same on the other SMS. And then say just reduced SMS. And then hit save action, and then hit save on the workflow. So now if you go to those weights, Andrew, you'll see in the drop down the two different SMSs. So on the just listed one, you want to say if they don't reply to the just listed one, hit the wait. No, the wait.
This one?
Yep, you're going to have to do both of them. So do that one first. All right. So you got that one right. So it says if they don't reply to the just reduced SMS, wait 5 hours, and then it's going to go. So that's correct. And then go to the other one, the other wait. This one you didn't select the reply to. That's why you got the error. So hit the down arrow and do the just listed. And then hit save, and then save up top. There you go.
Dude, that you figured this shit out from over there. It's
Yeah.
Thank you.
Don?
Yeah, hey, Smarty, I'm sorry. I just want to go back to that flip book when you did that redirect. What link do you use for the flip book? Because when I put that flip book URL in there, it says it's invalid.
Oh, so when you're doing the flip books, the URL is specific to every seller. So you got to create a unique link for every seller.
Okay.
So if you go into listing to leads and you generate a flip book, you're doing it for a specific listing because it has their picture of their house.
Right. Yeah.
You're going to get the link, and that's what you're going to put in the redirect.
What?
Oh, wait a second, Don. Wait a second. No. Wait. I know what's happening to you. We found this out when Bob was showing it to us a couple weeks ago. For some reason, listing to leads link that they give us is not able to be used inside of Go High Levels redirect.
Okay. So just use the Bitly.
What we had to do, there's another program out there that is free that was like for the flip books, it's just an extra step. It's called Bitly.
Yeah, I got it.
bit.ly. So you can create the link in Bitly. And then when you create the Bitly link, because that's ugly too, because bit.ly.com/whatever. Then in Go High Level, I make a URL shortener using the Bitly link as the destination.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that works fine.
All right. Yeah, because I was just trying to play with it, and
then if you remember, like Sandy, when we were doing it, then you use Dub to deliver it. You create a nice 30-second Dub video.
Yep.
Hey, I got this beautiful marketing kit for you. Da da da. Click below. I have a flip book, and you put that pretty URL from the redirect in the Dub video, so they click on it and they get their flip book.
Yep.
Marty, is there a reason why we don't use like AI automation that we programmed for this stuff?
What do you mean AI automation?
So the robot that we programmed them like 2 months ago for coming in and doing stuff. Is there a reason that this is separate from that?
Well, it will. So if the robot's on and they reply to that text message, the chatbot's going to start the conversation. So you may be at a listing appointment. The bot's going to start, hey, how can I help you? That's great. I can set up an appointment with Tim.
Cool.
Because the bot's listening to an inbound SMS to kick off. So the chatbot's definitely alive and well here.
But that's not going to work since I'm still in high level jail, right?
With your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the SMS and stuff is until we unlock you.
Yeah.
Smarty, how much is it for getting another number? What's the base fee for it?
The Go High Level, when you buy them through the system, it's $1.15 a month.
And then plus usage.
Plus usage, yeah.
Because usage is going to be the same whether it's on one number or two. So you're literally
I
paying
have 3
about
numbers I'm
15
paying
extra.
for. It's like I'm paying like
I'm going to go on and do that just to be safe. So we can do that on our own. We don't need you to do that.
You don't
for
need
us.
me. Just go into the phone system and add another phone number.
And once we do, it will automatically do the campaign. What do we need to do for getting the campaign
When
for
you're in the
approval?
phone system, there's 3 dots next to the phone, and you can say add it to a campaign and just pick your A2P approved campaign.
Oh, so it's attached to a campaign we already have.
Yeah.
We're just using a different number for it.
Yep.
Okay. Good
Yeah.
enough.
Don, do you have another question?
Do an investor meetup. Smarty, I got to jump on with an investor. Am I going to miss anything or?
No, I think this is all we're going to. Well, the only other thing we're going to do is at the very end, I just want to troubleshoot
website.
Campbell the sitemap error that he's getting on Google. So we're just going to
got
see
that
why
too,
he's
and
getting that email.
I got that too. It didn't work, and then I went back in, and it showed that it had gone through. So
Yeah.
maybe
I got an error also.
Yeah, it's an easy fix. We'll fix it easy. So that's the only thing we're going to do now, James, is just troubleshoot these guys and see if we can get it working.
Marty, this was dynamite because we can do the same thing for the seller. I mean, we're just duplicating what we've done here.
Yeah.
And it's basically whatever you want to do. You've given us the basic shell that we now modify for what
You
we
modify
want
for
as an
yourself.
individual business owner.
Yep, because you could do all kinds of stuff. You could say, wait another day or two, send them another text, send them an email, boom, boom, put them in another automation.
Well, the response that you showed us were if they respond, that's really something that I did not know was there. I was trying to find. I knew they had it. I just didn't know what they called it.
Yep. Yeah, it's under the wait step, and then there's in the drop down, there's all different things you could wait for.
Yeah.
Very, very cool stuff here. Now, let's just say you wanted to drop a ringless voicemail, because that's all still in game. That's right here too. So who's sharing? Is it Andrew?
Yeah,
Andrew, let's drop a ringless voicemail on their phone.
Okay.
So you're gonna anytime you want to add another step, you just hit the plus sign wherever you want it.
But what I mean, I'm just not sure where.
Well, I wouldn't do it on when they replied. On the left-hand side is when they reply. On the right is when they don't reply.
Okay. So we're gonna add a.
So what we could do is let's do this. We'll send them another text, which is a follow-up, like, hey, just checking in. Did you see my text earlier? You interested? Why don't you put another wait step after that SMS? And this time, why don't you wait a whole day? So go down and say wait 1 day or 2 days or whatever.
Okay.
And then hit save action.
No advanced window.
Give it a name. Give it an action name.
Yeah, give it an action name. It just makes looking at the workflow that much easier. So just say wait 1 day.
Okay.
And then save. And then underneath that wait a day, now you're going to drop a ringless voicemail on their phone and say, hey, just checking in. I left you a couple text messages. Are you interested in a new home? So if you type in voice, type in the word voice up top in the search. No, in the search window, type voice.
In the search window.
Right there in the action search.
Oh, okay. No, I had something that came up.
See, it says voicemail.
This one? The green one? Okay.
That's the ringless voicemail.
Okay.
So all you have to do now is upload your voice file.
Okay.
So if you don't know it is, I have an iPhone. If you go to the App Store on the iPhone, there's a recorder. There's a voice recorder. So I create all my ringless voicemails just on my iPhone.
It's on your Mac.
Open up the recorder and I say, hey, this is Smarty. Checking in. I sent you a couple homes yesterday. Wanted to see if you want to look for a new home. I'm here all weekend if you want to go out shopping, right? So you could craft your own voicemail. On the recordings on the phone, it creates it in a WAV file. Apple stores it as a file.wav. When you hit upload file there, Andrew, they're looking for a.
You know what? I'm going to cut a quick little thing and upload it. Okay, so that.
Yep.
You're
just going out to your
MP3.
you're going out to your computer and grabbing your voicemail that you want to include there.
Hey, this is Andrew. Thanks for taking a look at that just reduced homepage. If you'd like to go out and take a look at any of these homes this week, just let me know and we'll schedule a personal tour for you. All right, and so then I'm going to share that. Share. AirDrop it. This way we'll see how it goes in, right? Is that what you're wanting to do? So that came in as an M4A.
So see if it takes the M4A. I think you have to convert it to a WAV. So see if you find it.
I think it's a wave too, Smarty.
A wave. Yeah, it is the wave that it needs. So I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if you have an app. Do you have an Apple, Andrew?
Yes.
On the Apple, there's an app that I use almost every day. I'm pretty sure it's free. It's called Image Optimization.
It's an app you're saying?
Yeah.
Smarty, go on your phone and share that app real quick if you would.
Yeah.
Image.
Actually, no. I'm just looking. This is the app. This app I was going to share does image type stuff, like take a WebP to a JPEG or a JPEG to a PNG, and this also has the skinny. It's called Image Opt-in. That's my app that I love.
Did you
Is that
send
the
it?
right app? Image what?
This isn't the app we're going to use though, guys. For the app, we're going to use. So search in the App Store for Image Opt-in. There's an M at the end, but you'll see it when you search those words. So what I found for this situation is when you did it from your phone, it's like an MP4 or MP3 or something like that. It just recorded it in. Yep. So I just found, if I share the screen, let me share my screen. This is that image thing.
From EXP Real Estate, I've been trading a couple text messages.
They have a converter and an optimizer.
Been looking at, you're interested in.
Marty, I'm not seeing that in the apps.
716-622
under that name.
Image OPTIM.
No.
Image IMAGE OPIC.
No.
I just put it in.
There we go. Thank you.
Is it blue?
Oh, opt-in. Opt-in.
Yeah, I'll show you how this works. So like
Is this the resize and crop one?
Yeah, it does all kinds of stuff. So if I look at like this Connor row, look at this Connor row. So this is an image I got from Canva, right? So it's a PNG from Canva, and look how big it is. It's 1.6 meg in size. So the way I use this app is I do this. I grab it and I drag it in the app, drop it, and look at this thing crunching it down. It just dropped 1.19 meg. It's 76% smaller.
It's only for a Mac?
I think this is only for a Mac. There's probably one comparable for a PC. Look how small it got. It got to 374 kilobytes instead of 1.4 megabytes. So anytime I'm putting an image on any of my websites, you always want to optimize the image before you put it on the website. Because if you have a picture of Sandy and on your page, Sandy, and some buyers on their website and they're jogging in the park in Vegas and they're off Wi-Fi and they go to her website and she's got a big fat image.
Never gonna load
waiting
up.
for this thing to download. Right? That's not a good experience for the consumer.
They're going to bounce.
So that's why I always use this image optimization. I squeeze all my files, make them nice and small. But
Marty,
in the
how long
case-
you been using that?
I've been using it for like 2 years.
So it's clean and safe?
Oh, it's clean and safe. Yeah, it's a great tool.
Okay.
What-
I
what
put a
about-
link in there for
So
a
Andrew, what
recorder.
was it, an MP4?
It was an M4A.
Andrew, I just put a app into the stream right there for Apple. That's for your phone for recording, and it will do any format you want to do, including WAV.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah,
And it's
that's a
free.
better one. But if you ever found yourself where you're stuck on compatibility, Andrew, look what I did in Google. I just said M4A to WAV, and there's all these free converters. So I go to this site, I upload my MP4 and convert it to a WAV file and bring it back down.
Then 2 weeks later, you go on to watch a video and share voice.
Yeah, yeah. So, but the one Campbell has is a good one because when you record your voice, you could say put it in a WAV to begin with.
All right. And it's an app I could put on my phone too, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I've been using that one for a while.
All right. I'm going to use this just to do it here so I can complete this. I hope I don't freaking click on something that gives me some nasty stuff. I hate that.
I found two for Windows. I'm putting those in there.
To wave, convert, downloading.
While we're waiting, Don, you still have your hand up? Do you have another question?
All right.
I must have hit that by mistake. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right. That's saved. Now I'll just go in and redo the voicemail.
And you can't save it without a voicemail.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to do that. So
Yep.
make sure it took. But yeah, now I can go in and make a real voicemail for that and resave it. But that's cool.
Of course, go to your AI and ask for the best message.
Yeah, and Brian just shared if you're an Android user, you could use Easy Voice Recorder on an Android if you have an Android device. And Sandy shared the file optimizer for Windows.
Where is my chat? How come I'm not finding my chat here?
And Jeff, if you're still on, I like these lofty messages he sent.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good at some things. I did something different. I took an office listing and and shared it in the Facebook groups. Somebody out of Madison at the Capitol listed something near me, and it was interesting. I had about 75 leads come through it, but it's I'd say 60% of them were garbage. But
Yeah.
what's interesting is the people who actually responded to the bot and didn't, just argue and go stop were actually the real leads. It
They're the
actually
real
found a
leads.
few of
Yep.
them. Yeah. So that was the most.
That's what I find. Like you don't look at the negative stuff, like people saying stop or this bot is about. The people that really they'll talk to the person. I need 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, it went
My
through the
time.
whole thing. So yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of junk leads, Smarty, we need to work as a team to use any influence we can with listing to leads to add the ability to exclude certain people from the ads that we're doing, because all of us have contacts that have clicked on 6 or 8 of your listing to lead ads because they're just bored people.
Yeah.
And they're the kind of people we want to exclude because they're never responding to anything. They're just old folks that are bored and they're clicking on it, and it's a waste of our money. So we really need a way to be able to filter those out because you're paying for those leads and getting nothing in return.
Is
And
there
I
a
know
way
you
we
can
can
do it through
exclude
the
them
ad
by
manager.
email?
In Facebook, you could build a negative audience. I thought-
Absolutely. Listing to leads won't let us do that yet. The ability's there. They just have to integrate it.
Yeah, my question is if they're using our account, right? So
They use your direct account.
yeah, so I mean, if we can do an account level ban on somebody, that would work theoretically.
Would it when you're setting up a general audience, Jonathan? Because remember,
Well-
your general audience, you're targeting a certain area, and I don't know that you can exclude
I don't know if
people
there's
from all your Facebook ads.
I don't know if Meta has the capacity to do an account level ban on specific emails, but theoretically, if it were possible, it would just not distribute it to those said people.
When
Because
we
Facebook,
did them through street text, you could actually exclude certain audiences if you wanted to. And so I know it can be done. And so I think that they really need to have that, because I'm going to start applying. I've already created a workflow for this for people who are what I'm calling Facebook junkies, because they've hit 6 or 8 of my leads and never responded, and I'm tired of paying for them.
So see the play button, Andrew. Hit the play button.
Hey, this is Andrew. Thanks for taking a look at that just reduced homepage. If you'd like to go out and take a look at any of these homes this week, just let me know and we'll schedule a personal tour for you.
You getting this, Sandy?
Good job, Andrew.
Sandy, you've always asked me. I want everything to be automated for me. We just automated your whole life in this workflow. They're going to get a voicemail from Sandy. They're going to get a text. If they responded, they did this. They create an opportunity board.
Oh man, it's unbelievable. Rabbit holes are just getting deeper and deeper and deeper. I'm liking it.
But now you guys are advanced. Now we only had to set this thing up once and turn it on, and it's going to work for eternity. Everybody's going to get a voicemail from Sandy, right? In day 2. And if they don't reply, if they reply, they're good. But Campbell, going back to your point, we could have a workflow that creates a custom audience for negative people.
Yeah, I did that already.
And then when you're doing an ad, you could say exclude this custom audience.
I
That's
thought you
what
could,
I'd love to see them give us through listing to leads to be able to do that.
you used to be able to exclude people who've already opted in on a Facebook lead form.
Mm-hmm.
There's a way to do that.
Yeah,
At
in
listing to
the
leads,
custom
Jeffrey?
audience inside of Facebook, you could
can you
build
do it on the account level, Jeff?
No, it was on the ad. When you created the ad, you could actually say that you don't want to target people who've already opted in. So they only can opt in once on the ad. But I don't know if L2L has. I still run my stuff manually. But I've gone more to the point of I'd rather spend the money for the lead on Google, and then I'll retarget on Facebook. I just find it more efficient for spend.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're gonna have more actual viability from Google or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
it's high intent, and then you're retargeting them on, you're just staying top of mind.
yeah.
So that's kind of what I've been doing for the last 3, 4 months with my recommit to Google.
Jeffrey, is there a platform you're doing that through, or are you doing it directly through Google?
Just through Google. It's not worth paying the added fees. It's working. I think I'm getting $6.50 leads now. So
Can
and
you
it's only going to
share
get
one of your
better.
ad campaigns so we can kind of see your format?
I can we could do that at some point. I paid for this, so it's actually the the whole the
Got
whole
it.
keyword and stuff I did is Corey Prince's paid. So I have to be careful about how much. I can use the word Zillow broad match, but it doesn't work as well as what he's come up with. So
Got it.
Jeffrey, your
Understand.
strategy is really quality versus quantity,
yeah, it's just unless you have unlimited ad spend, I'd
right?
rather go for the better leads than. But I'm waiting for springs here almost in Wisconsin. So, um, but the stuff that's popping on the market here is lasting 48 hours. So there's just the problem with Google is if you don't have enough properties to look at, and KV Core had said this a while back with their paid making it rain ads, if you don't have at least 21 listings in a community, it's hard to get people to actually, give you their information. So that's the magic number, it seemed. You need 21 to about 40 listings to show up for somebody to click.
And want to share their information.
Google LSA.
No, I haven't played with. I've heard mixed reviews on that one. I know some people having luck and other people aren't getting anything from it.
I'm not getting crap.
Yeah.
It's been working for me.
Yeah, I compare it to buying a yellow page ad. It's the same thing. It's kind of
Chris, do you have an address on your Google business profile?
That's a great question. I do not. And there is an option when you set it up. I forget what it is, Jonathan.
What market are you in, Chris?
If you say that your business, I forget how it's set up, but I had an account a few years ago that it got canceled. I thought it wasn't worth it, and at the time I was renting and I had a legitimate office address, and it was they whatever, they stopped it. I had to reset the whole thing up. Anyway, I have just identified this on Google, the 7 counties that I serve, and it's working. I mean, yeah, I get some crappy leads, but they've gotten better about not charging you for those. Like I don't do rentals, I don't, etc. But I've gotten business in the last 30 days off of the LSA ads.
Are you using a service for them?
No, I just went onto Google local service ads and went through my whole business verification, blah blah blah, and I'm up and running. And I set a weekly. I think I set a weekly budget.
How much?
I set $90 a week, but here's the thing.
I did like 500 and I haven't gotten anything.
Wow,
Yeah, same here.
I think it's very competitive. I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm going to guess you guys are in a much more competitive area.
Wow, I was thinking, is there something else I need to do to be running ads? Or once you give them a budget, I thought they handled it. And I'm thinking, am I supposed to be running other ads or doing something to get the business?
No, on LSA, if somebody searches your area,
well, that's
for real
weird then.
estate agent, your name, your little ad should be showing up. That's how it works.
Yeah, well, okay.
Yeah, I think Chris is right that it's market demand, and you've got more people in the market. Because Sandy and Jonathan are both in bigger markets than Cincinnati, so that would make sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I really need Elon to get off his ass and do something with the search engine because I want to fire Google because
Yeah, me too. I can't wait to fire Google.
So I am also part of a group that has a guy who has connections into the Google SLA, and part of his coaching is if you're in a competitive market, you might have to raise your budget to $10,000 or $20,000 a week. Now,
oh wow,
you're not going to pay $10,000 or $20,000. You're going to pay a small piece of that, but you have other agents in a very competitive market that are offering a higher amount per lead. And the most important thing I don't know who was talking before, the other lady, but if they call and they want a rental, you have to early on in the call say, that is not a service I provide. So that the AI who is now listening to the calls, because you can no longer verbally refute charges. So they understand early on in the conversation, this is a service I can't provide, I'm sorry, and you won't get charged for it. The ones that do call, that you get as a lead, some will be good. It's still, 20, 30% conversion rate, but you're getting people who are ready to go. The other piece of it is you need to, I'm losing my brain. I'm sorry, I'm sick today again. But you it works, but your area could be very, very competitive, which means you might need to draw out a larger area. Like when I'm feeling well, I take the whole state of Arizona on. And yeah, I get some podunk calls, but on the other hand, I get referral fees, and I get a buyer and a seller, another agent. I mean, I'm with EXP, they're all over the place. And once I make the connection, I just collect the referral fee. So that's kind of cool too.
That works.
Sue is exactly right. I know that I was encouraged to up my budget. I know it might seem low to some of you, but I didn't start out at $90 a week. But I have found, because she's right, you're not going to get charged that much. You're only charged for the leads that they deem appropriate, and you can set those parameters in your profile. And I have not checked rentals. I have not checked whatever, foreclosures, whatever. So it's anecdotal, I know, but like in the last month, I got a listing referral from somebody out of state looking for somebody to sell a probate property here in Cincinnati. And I got a very nice buyer referral that was a 1, 2, 3 and done on new construction from an agent in Connecticut. So so far it's worked for me.
That's
and
great.
Google verified. That's the other thing I couldn't think of. Get yourself Google verified.
Yeah. You have to do the background. You have to go through their rigmarole, but yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah, I did all that. That's why it was so disappointing to go through all that and get accepted and then get nothing.
But here in Tucson, I was up to 5,000 and I kind of quit. And then if I put 5,000 across the whole state, I'm getting calls from all over. Now, some of it's podunk, but like I said, some of it I get from all over. But then I talk to other agents. There's a guy in San Diego who does 20,000. And
what's he actually getting billed?
He gets billed 100 or two, up to 100, 120, 150 per lead. But in San Diego, that's just chump change.
Right.
But he did that and
Yeah,
limited
everybody.
to San Diego because he didn't want a podunk area of
Oh,
California.
look at the post.
Aw.
Willie Nelson.
What's his name?
Willie Nelson.
Really?
Yeah.
Hi, Willie Nelson. How cute.
So what
That's a
service were you
weed
guys
smoking
talking
dog
about?
there, huh?
Oh yeah.
What service
I
were
don't
you
know if
talking
you guys
about?
watch movies, but when my son got him, my son's
Alan,
favorite
local
movie
service
was
ads with Google.
My Idiot Brother with
Oh,
Paul
local
Rudd.
service ads? Okay, got it.
Smarty, we want to go on and look at that issue
Yeah,
for the
let's
website.
troubleshoot those Google ones real quick. So share your screen and open the email you got.
Okay, I will right now.
Charles, stop sharing your screen.
Okay, here's the email that I got right here. Can you see that?
Yep.
Yep.
And when I open it up, here's what it tells me. I'll click it and get a fresh copy right here.
Yeah, that's what I get.
Well, first of all, you have spaces between your URLs there. That's one issue that I see.
Yeah, that's a big issue right there.
Well, those are dashes on the website. That's not the way it got put in there.
Mine says alternate page with proper canonical tags.
Yeah.
And I know that my canonical tags are right because I just gone through all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I hope they're not doing it. That might be a go high level issue. Because if it's recognizing spaces, that's a server issue. That's nothing I can control.
Then we may have to go back and take all the dashes out and run everything together.
That's what I'm thinking, Campbell.
Well, I mean,
that's what I'm going to
the
do. I'm
better
going to go back.
solution would be to have freaking whatchamacallit fix their shit.
Yeah.
Hey, I have GHL fixer shit. I agree.
So is that the one, Campbell, you got? It was the canonical tags. Is that what that yours was?
Yeah, I'll go back and show you again.
Okay, so we got the same one then. I just wanted to make sure mine was.
Same thing. And so what it's saying in the email here, page fixes see validation flow. And I've got multiple of them. I mean, they've sent me these for several days.
Mine says alternate page with proper canonical tags. What does that mean?
New reasons preventing. Duplicate without user selected canonical. Page with redirect.
Mine's
No
different.
All right, so
found
go to
404.
your Google dashboard.
Okay, where do I do that?
No, the where you were at, the search console.
Okay.
All right. So go to scroll down a little bit. All right. So click on one of those issues. So we'll look at how many pages
Page redirect. We'll go right there.
So
207 pages affected. I don't have 207 pages.
Okay, so that's all of your property pages they're redirecting. That's not something we can handle. We can handle that about, which you have a redirect on your about. Scroll down.
What are you preferring to, Jonathan?
Scroll down. It's like the fifth one down. All right, stop.
About?
Yeah, right there.
Click on it.
Yeah, click it. Click on to inspect URL. So your about is redirecting to your homepage, it looks like. Oh no. They found it on your homepage. All right, go to your about in your browser. No, you can grab it up at the top left.
This one right here.
No, the about
This
page.
one right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just open another tab, Campbell.
Yeah, so it's redirecting
Yeah,
to
it's
your
redirecting
homepage.
to your homepage, Campbell. That's the problem with that.
Well, there's the about.
Well,
So
yeah, but it says meet Tampa Hague.
Meet Team Hague.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. What am I talking about? So the problem
Basic
is
reading,
your
Jonathan.
about page redirects to your homepage, and it doesn't redirect to your Meet Team Hague. And it is detecting it as a redirect, and that's correct. It is a redirect.
It is a redirect. So the easiest
where do
way
I want it to go to
easiest
then?
way to fix it, Campbell, is copy the Meet Team Hague slug up there. And then you're going to go into Go High Level in the page for the About page and put that as the slug.
Okay. Duplicate this so I can make it easy.
So
Sites.
why is his about redirecting to the homepage? That's my question.
That's an interesting one too, yeah. But open up your website and then go to the About page. Don't open it just in here.
I don't know that I have an about.
You do. It's at the very top. It's at the very top. It's at the very top. It's right there. The Meet Team Hague.
Second page.
Second page there. That's your About page. So if you hit the three dots, hit Settings. That's interesting.
Hit cancel. And go into the page.
Maybe in his menu he's got /about in the menu versus he's got the wrong redirect on the home page for the menu.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
All right, go to the.
Got to go back to the one that's got a global header. Here's the one with the global header with the about.
So don't click on that. Go over to the right-hand side and go to the menu down below. Highlight the menu first. And why do you have a video or something up in your global header?
This was when we had the custom code on each one of the pages. I just never removed it. I got rid of the code. I just should get rid of the box.
Yeah, get rid of the whole box.
Right here.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be there anymore.
Yeah.
Save. Will affect all of them.
And then highlight the menu.
Publish.
And then on the right-hand editor, you'll see because you actually have on
here.
in the about, you also have a seller.
You gotta click on our offer process. Just click on our offer.
Just click anywhere on the menu, Campbell. And then on the right-hand side is the editor. Go down to there.
Click on the about.
The little pencil.
Little pencil on the right. Yeah.
The title's about, but
Spaces. Spaces.
Is there spaces?
So I need to put that all together. No, that's the actual.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine. Just leave it there and hit cancel. Go back.
Oh, and no, you know what you don't want to do though is when you toggle between your pages, Campbell, you never want to say go to another tab.
Huh?
So if you edit that, I have them navigate right on my website. So when you click
go
on
back
that,
to this
on
about,
the menu,
hit the pencil.
Click the pencil. There's a toggle that says open in a new tab. Don't open in a new tab. You want it just to be
the toggle on the bottom.
The toggle on the bottom.
The blue the slider.
Okay, hang on. Cancel.
No, you were there. Open
right
where you just
there.
were. Campbell, open the about. There's a toggle right there.
Above the green button.
Tab.
Open a new tab. Turn that off.
Turn that
Yes,
off.
turn
If
it
you don't
off.
want to be on your website and they jump to another website to get to your seller page and they jump over here to
click
go
submit now.
You want it to be seamless.
I wonder if that because it's going to a new window, they call it a redirect.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Alan.
No, because when we actually go to the about page, it does redirect.
Okay, so the rest of them, just making sure none of the rest of them do it.
And I actually understand his concept on why he did that, and that shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
Because there is no header on the about page.
But also, Campbell, I'm seeing you have a sub menu on your about page, which is
that shouldn't have been there. That should have been. Go over.
No, it's under blogs now.
You want to think?
I don't want it under blogs.
Under think. Oh, you want it under blogs?
Under thinking.
No,
of
I
selling.
don't.
Oh, go up
No,
to
under
thinking
thinking
about.
of selling. You want it under thinking of selling.
Yeah.
You gotta grab the little thingy on the
little
side.
the little dots. Yeah.
There you go.
Do you have to do the same routine for the mobile look? Or does this work for both of them?
Well, what we're doing here is just navigation, Tim. We're just looking at the navigation, like when they hit this menu button, where's it go?
Right, but when you go
That's
to
the
that,
same for
It'll work for
mobile
both.
desktop. It's like when they hit this menu,
It'll work for both.
it'll work for both.
Now we'll go back here where we were.
Well, it even says
Back.
that URL is not
Click
on
it
Google
again.
because you don't have that page on Google. The about page.
It
No,
says
it's saying the
temporary
URL is not
processing
on
error
Google
now.
because it's being identified as a redirect to the homepage, which it's redirecting to the homepage.
When did you change the Meet Team Hague from the about?
What do you mean change
On
it?
the page slug for the about page, the second page on your website, you changed it to be /Meet Team Hague.
Yes, I did.
When did you do that?
A long time ago, long before we ever did the site
Long
map.
before we did this. Yeah, because Google must have found the original about, Jonathan. But wouldn't it clear it out in its cache, Jonathan, or does it keep any cache?
That last scan, when he goes back to that error, was February 24th.
Yeah.
That's when we first submitted it.
Yeah.
That's
Which
the
I
date
don't
we all
understand
set the
why.
site map in.
So what's happening is it's going to a user declared canonical. Google selected canonical as the homepage, and it's finding that as the redirect because when it goes to the about, it's going redirecting to the homepage.
Okay, well, let's look where we're at here. Let me go back to the page.
Go to the
Let's
SEO.
go here.
No, you got to
Go down to canonical links. I just want to see what you have in the links there.
Well, that you could change that.
Look at the canonical.
link.
He's got homepage at canonical.
Remove the homepage from the canonical. That's one thing, but that's not going to
Remove it.
Yeah, just make it the root domain.
Do what?
Add it back with just the domain, not the homepage at the end.
No, not there. Not there. Cancel that. The canonical link. Paste it in.
Just put in.
Yeah.
Come on.
No pressure, Campbell.
How can I see Campbell's screen? Because I don't see it.
Oh,
At
at
the
the very
top.
top, in the very top of Zoom, Andrew, there's two tabs. One says meeting and one says Team Hague screen.
Okay, do I stop right here at teamhagegetitsold.com?
Yeah, that should work. Update that.
Update at the bottom. There's a button at the very bottom. Very bottom.
Update here, then
No,
update
no.
up here.
At the very bottom of the SEO, you have to hit update.
I did.
He did it. He did.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
So then hit publish up here. So now it's published.
Now go back to your about page. No, stay in high level. Go back to your about
Toggle
page.
to your about page at the top where it says home page. Go down to the next page.
Meet Team Hague.
Look at SEO. Go down to
Scroll down.
canonical links. That's going to meet Team Hague, Jonathan.
All right, go back out to sites and go to your URL redirects.
Yeah, go out of sites, go to settings in the menu.
Go back. Okay.
Go down to settings and go to URL redirects.
No. Settings on the bottom left.
Okay.
Bottom left. URL redirects.
Up one, yep.
Type in about in the search for redirects.
He's only got the 5.
Shit. So I think what's happening is High Level's keeping historic pages and then redirecting them to the homepage.
Oh, I wonder if he's got an about page. Who else did this? Someone else had duplicate. Oh, I think it was Sandy. Maybe he had duplicate.
I
slugs.
do not have duplicates on there on the sites. I've gone through to make sure that I have no duplicates.
Okay.
And I'm having the same kind of problem that Campbell's having.
Me too.
I've gone through to make sure that I have no duplicate names in here at all.
What page are we looking at? I'm trying, because I was having issues. Is there someone else's video or anything on that page? Because I had an issue and found out it was I was saving a form that had Bob's video in it.
Well, mine has errors all over everywhere. 207 pages affected.
Well, a lot of these pages are not going to be something you can address. What's this Ackworth thing?
Mine's 2072. I wonder
That's a community page right there.
All right, click on that.
Inspect the URL.
Okay, so it's not finding a sitemap. Maybe. Oh, and it's referring from a listing page. Why would it be referring from a listing page? Did you have it in your head
on
or
that
something?
community page, Jonathan? There's a Buying Buddy widget on there that's going to the listing details page and showing the.
That's exactly what it is. That's picking that up from them. Because if you go to that page right here,
But it's also being referred.
here's the Ackworth page for you to see what it looks like. And so I've got 3 buying buddies here, just listed, just reduced, just sold, and then I've got the opt-in form for a personal search. And up above, I've got links to my blog right here for different stuff, my video, and a description.
Why haven't you made this part of your site? With the header.
Because I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Okay.
I need that round to it.
All right. Go back to the search console again. I'm sorry.
Are you talking about the Google Search Console here?
Yep. Okay.
Marty, do you have the video with this?
What's that?
With the sitemap? Do you have the sitemap setup video?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, put it.
Campbell, have you done the sitemap yet? Have you had time to do that?
Yeah, I did the sitemap and turned it in. And I've done it twice, actually, because I had to fix some stuff. And I sent it in again. I deleted the first one and put another one up there.
On the top right, click on test live URL.
Top right, test live URL.
Campbell, what do you think about all these backseat drivers?
I'm glad to have some people trying to help point me in the right direction, because I'll be honest, Alan, this is so far beyond me. I have no earthly idea what to do.
Andrew, I just put in the chat. That's the video that talks about the new changes for the SEO updates on your page, and then the sitemaps in there too.
Thank you so much, sir.
All my blog links are wrong because I was
There you
using
go.
what ChatGPT said.
URL is available to Google, so it's there.
All right, so I think it was just a fluke because Google's now gonna hit request indexing there.
And I click dismiss.
Yeah. I go to the next issue.
And Campbell,
Okay.
those redirects because of the individual property pages, that's going to happen. That's natural.
Okay. So this one right here, Team A gets it sold.
Yeah, you
So
don't worry
this-
about the 207, Campbell. Like all those properties are, anytime a buyer or somebody's on your website and it opens up a property screen with all this stuff on it.
Yeah, and you want that to
click
be in the
request
thousands, by the
indexing
way.
again.
Yeah.
All right, no, don't do that. Hold on, scroll down a little bit. No, don't jump ahead of the
I'm
horse. man.
scrolling down for you.
All right, so this was the canonical issue that you had on the homepage because you had the homepage after the root. So yes, just go ahead and hit reindex.
Yeah, those 207s, you want that to be in the tens of thousands.
What does duplicate without user selected canonical mean? I got 76 of those.
They're the ones who are saying it doesn't matter, Sandy. You want those.
Oh. And then the other one, the 207 I have is currently not crawled, not into indexed.
Hit dismiss,
Okay,
and
so
then
that's done.
Go to the overview.
Which overview?
It's on the top left. Navigation.
Your other left.
That's your other left.
Your other left.
I was going to say the same thing. Other left.
Lefties, we have a problem with that.
All right, scroll down a little bit. Oh, go to the pages again. I'm sorry. All right, scroll down. All right, stop. Go to.
Let's see what he has. Page enough. He doesn't have the one I have.
All right, so click on crawled, currently not indexed.
Maybe that one.
Scroll down. All right.
Right in.
Yeah, click on that. And inspect. Okay, so that's not going to index. That's fine. It's saying it's not going to index the video. The page was indexed, but not the video.
Okay, so just leave it alone.
Yeah. Back. Well, go down, and go to the next page. I'm pretty sure all this is going to be your BBs.
Yeah, see, these are addresses is what they are.
Yeah.
From searches. That's what it is. That's all the stuff from Buying Buddy.
Yeah.
Every bit of that. Just homes that happened to be on there when they looked at it.
So a question.
There's some right
here
there.
we go.
Look at that.
Jonathan, can you put an exclude in the to exclude part of that URL so that they don't show up in the site list?
Can hold on. So
why in God's name would Fair Housing have an address on that page? Other than the fact that every single page has the background data for Buying Buddy in it. Because when you go there, if you go to this page, which is the Fair Housing, we go back up here to Fair Housing at the top right here. Because we put it on the whole thing, you have got, is there not a code box here somewhere? Nope, I'm not seeing any code box here. So why in God's name would it be picking up an address here?
okay, so we can do temporary removals or outdated well, hold on.
That's crazy.
I have no idea what's going on.
It may have triggered from going to like one of the footer pages or something.
That's just crazy. because there's no data there for this referring page right here.
Before I forget, because you're talking about fair housing, I was thinking earlier, is there a spot on our website that has the fair housing logo, the realtor logo, and what is it? The three of them that are in one?
You could put that in your footer for your state.
Put it in the footer.
Okay,
Yeah.
here's something we got to look at. Hang on. Listing details. Okay. This is one of the pages that we have to put on for Buying Buddy. But go back in here and look. Jonathan, where it says referring page, that's coming from listing details, which is the page that I just showed you there.
So, no, you're misunderstanding. The referring page is the page that referred that link. So they found your fair housing in the footer on that page.
Okay. So when they looked here on the listing details, well, let's see what it actually looks like.
Your fair housing's right down below. See, it's in your footer on all your pages.
Yeah, I'm just going to pull it up so we can see it. Listing details and the preview link.
It's right on the bottom, fair housing.
Fair housing statement right there. Yep.
There's no way to effectively, well, I mean, you could probably do it in your robots.txt, but I don't know that we can even have a robots.txt on Go High Level.
And I have no canonical link on this because I didn't think it was necessary. Because we're not trying to get people to this page.
I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. If you don't want to, just don't even add it to your.
When you create
site
the
map.
sitemap, guys, remember I showed you on the sitemap, it lists all your pages. You can uncheck the ones you don't want Google to see. So when you do that,
And I did uncheck those. But it's finding it from the fair housing statement.
It will organically still find them when they go to other pages because it's in your footer.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm saying is like, do you know if there's an ability to edit a robots.txt file on the website, Smarty?
No.
Because that's the only way we're going to get rid of the listing details, question mark, property, blah, blah, blah.
Like I said, this is so far beyond me. I'm in deep water here. I have no earthly idea what to do.
Well, I mean, there's nothing really that's that bad there. I mean, I think the problem is there's you have no control over the property pages, and that's the majority of it.
So then do I just ignore the emails that Google's sending and just tell them to go pound sand?
I mean, you can. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything. I mean, it's not information that you want indexed anyways.
Yeah. I just want to make sure I'm not losing SEO value because it says that I've done stuff improperly. That's the only thing I'm trying to prevent.
But I don't have Buying Buddy, and I have the same similar errors that.
Then it's a Go High Level. It's not Buying Buddy.
Yeah, even with Lofty, it's not perfect. It's more that the site is indexed and those pages are indexed, and it means that you could show up. But I haven't seen one of these be perfectly clean yet.
I've never had a clean solution ever.
Yeah, it goes further than it needs to, but it's just. I think they're just, it's kind of overkill for our level.
Then from what I'm hearing you guys say, I'm just going to leave it alone and I'm going to keep building my business. I'm not going to worry with it.
Just ignore the emails for now.
Same as I do the DMARC reports, just throw them in the trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
it's really you just don't want
Smarty,
to
one
have your
thing.
landing pages indexed. That's the big one.
Smarty, let me show you
Thank you,
one thing
pages.
that I just did and see if you can answer this for me. Because I just added the new telephone number here. This one went to the A2P. This one did not. Why did the second one or the third one not go to A2P?
Did you hit the 3 dots? Select an A2P
Select.
campaign.
I tried that and it says, nope, can't do it.
Oh, maybe there's a limit to only 2 per campaign.
Okay, so just keep it as a backup number then.
I have 5 or 6 numbers on one campaign.
You do?
Yeah.
There's no limit on campaigns per Twilio.
So why wouldn't that one go in?
Okay, let me refresh the screen.
So Smarty, you remember I had a number poured over from Follow Up Boss?
Yeah.
And Go High Level said it was ATP verified, but yet text messages were failing and you had to open the ticket.
You're good.
It like I said, I just went out and came back in, so it's already done it now.
There you go.
And guys, look at that vanity number I got, 6,400.
Nice.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome.
Is that your age, Campbell?
No, I'm 62. So not far off, Jonathan. You're close, pal. And hey, pal, you better hope you get here.
Yeah.
Hey, I wasn't
You
knocking.
just
I was
wish
just
you were this
asking.
damn good looking at 62 is what you're thinking.
That's the greatest. That's great.
All right. Well, this was good stuff, guys. So hopefully now you guys have a killer buyer clicking buttons automation that's going to do a lot. So Sandy, if you want to do a ringless voicemail, you search for voice, not ringless, in the automation. At the bottom, you hit plus voice. You pick the voicemail. You upload your file. You save the workflow, and that voicemail goes to everybody.
Smarty, I want to say one thing before we're done today. For those of you that are still left here, I want you to know that from the bottom of my heart, I love each and every one of you, and I love this team. Sometimes I may get a little political, but I want you to know I love each and every one of you for what
We
you
got a
do
great
contribute
group
to
here,
this
guys.
team. It is great to have a group of people you can associate with because, as the good word says, as iron sharpens iron,
Yep.
we help each other out. So I just
Yep.
want you to know from my heart, I appreciate each and every one of you for what you bring to the table.
Right back at you.
Good word, preacher.
Can
So
I
Andy,
just,
I don't know if you saw my message. I'll find some time with you tomorrow. I got a couple. I'm running around a little bit tomorrow, but I'll grab some time to do your My Plus leads.
You're the man.
On that ringless voicemail, I'll share something that took me a couple phone calls to figure out. I was getting phone calls saying, I missed a call from you. And I know I didn't make any calls. So and I forgot that I had ringless voicemail going.
Yeah.
I finally figured out that if you get calls and say, I missed your call, you did call, even though you didn't.
Did call. Your automation called, left a voicemail for them.
A ringless voicemail. So beware. That's how it may present itself.
Yep.
And I've had that, so now I understand where that's coming from.
Yep. Yeah.
Great
Like, oh,
clue
sorry,
there,
I missed your
Alan.
call. Sandy's like, no, I didn't call you. The automation called you.
Alan, for a guy who can't see, you really do have good vision there, pal.
Yeah.
My hearing works, just the brain sometimes farts.
Smarty, is that Falcon stuff live now that you were talking
Joe
about?
and I are supposed to talk tonight because he's going to be my guest on Friday if Falcon is
Okay.
live.
Oh.
So he was going to do it last Friday, but he said, give me a couple more days. So I'm assuming we're going to have a Falcon Friday.
Okay, sounds good. I'll hold off on.
Is there a video on Falcon?
Not yet.
Joe, I'll check to see if he has a video on it yet. There's going to be training. I'm going to do training on it too because it'll be in my iBuyers. But it's real easy. Just put in the address and you get your offers.
I just didn't know anything about it because I missed whatever.
Yeah, it's super easy now. You have a beautiful screen. They redesigned the whole interface, and the top bar is just an address bar. You type in the address, and 8 or 10 offers show up.
Oh,
And you can
beautiful.
share that with your seller or you.
Marty, yeah. So Falcon is just basically like a better version of iList.
Yep.
A new interface.
Okay.
Hmm.
Did you get the API details I sent you?
Yes. Yep. Thank you. My guys in
Marty, any word
they're
yet on
struggling.
mailbox power?
What's that?
Any word on mailbox power yet?
I still have to send it out to everybody, so I got to send out an email to everybody in the sub to see who's going to sign up before I pull that trigger. My wife
Smarty,
told me if I sign up for
And
another
if you would,
$500 a month.
Smarty, when you send it out, do the comparison of what we get if we sign
Yeah.
up with you versus with them directly for the $199, so we
Yeah.
kind of know which direction to go.
Yeah.
Also, Smarty, if that's their only holdup, I mean, have them build the app outside. We can just go into the app to manage it outside of Go High Level, and then they can API the data into the system.
Yeah. Just with an API instead of the
Just like what we get with My Plus Leads.
yeah.
What about those assistants that we've been waiting for?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so that's going very well. So we Tom and I are going to hire 2. We're going to be the guinea pigs to see how they work, but they're in Ghana, and we're overpaying them. They told us,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's $50 a month
Oh,
for 40 hours a week.
oh my
Smarty,
God,
I'll be a
we got
beta
plethora of
tester.
us that would do it.
I need to get your if they have like a group of people, because I need, when I went on there and I looked for them, I only got a bid for like 200 a month.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you got your $50 a month.
Tom's been my magic boy. He's been interviewing. He interviewed like 25 people so far.
Is Tom on?
No, he was. He had to jump off. Oh no, Tom, I still see him. Tom, are you still on?
Yeah, he left.
He
He
left.
left. He said earlier he had to go.
Yeah.
Well,
Smarty, any update
Yeah,
on
and then the
new
other
lead
one
source?
is my ISA from the Philippines. They have a little virtual. They just set up a new virtual housing shop. They're going to manage all the VAs. If they don't work out, they'll swap. They'll train your VAs and stuff. And they're in around the $5 an hour range.
And are they? What are they? Are they experts in the CRM? Or are they?
Yeah, they're CRM experts. Yeah.
But which one?
Yeah, it's like JP. Like I pay JP weekly. He works 40 hours a week for me, and he knows the CRM
But you
inside
had to
out,
train
backwards
him.
now.
Yeah, but are they going to be able to do it like AI, like stuff?
Well,
we
that's
learned?
what I'm doing, Sue. So we're gonna hire a couple of Ghana guys. I'm gonna take them through the CREM AI 3.0 course.
Excellent.
So that's their
Train them
first
up and
assignment is to get AI certified.
Get 3 more and train them up, and we'll buy them from you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
6 more.
Marty, any update on the lead source?
That's what we're talking about, Campbell. My guys are having a hiccup on the API.
Got it.
And then the other thing was the blog thing. You said that's coming
Friday,
shortly.
guys. You're gonna be a happy Friday. Do not miss Friday at noon.
Ooh, okay. That would be awesome.
Sandy, your dream came true.
Been waiting. One less thing to stay up late to do.
Yeah.
But they're gonna start pushing the blogs now.
Yep.
Hopefully. Yeah, when I push up a button.
Yeah, they're
you
gonna
got
try it
some-
on. They're gonna try it on Smarter the Realtor tomorrow.
Got some great content if you could stick that into the blog without having
And I'll
to.
find out, Sue, if they populate the canonical link.
Smarty, they sent me an email about that image issue. They said, in their opinion, what happened to me is my colors interfered with the image they were trying to do. So it may have been just the colors that I'm using, which I don't understand why, because I had a dark blue and a light blue. So I don't get it, but that was their explanation.
That was their explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just, as we were, you guys were sharing, I was on their site and I was looking at all my posts, seemed like they're all right. I use that orange and blue.
Does Bob have something for Wednesday or no?
Yeah, we're gonna still do Bob on Wednesday.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right, guys, have a good one.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I got all the past recordings now up on YouTube. I'm just making the thumbnails, and then I got to put them on the course. So all the replays that I finally got caught up. JP did a wonderful job. He had to watch all these 3-hour sessions and look at sensitive data. And if there was sensitive data, like Sandy showed her screen and went to the contact screen, I had to mask it out because YouTube blocks any video that shows anything with any
Oh,
kind of
wow.
contacts.
Didn't think of that.
So is everything
it's painful.
is everything moving over to YouTube or just some of it?
Well, I'm just doing the replays because they were so big, Sue.
Yeah. Okay.
I was putting them on Dub for a while, but it takes like Dub chokes when I try to load a 3 gigabyte video up on the Dub. It takes forever to load.
Smarty, have you tried to handbrake those?
That's the other thing I want to do is just handbrake them, Jeff.
Yeah, because I handbrake all my stuff to 720, and it usually drops it from 3 gigs to, 700 or 400 megabytes.
Nice.
Your video size you're talking about?
Yeah, you can. I mean, Handbrake on the Mac lets you choose 1080 or 720 or 5.
720.
Yeah.
Explain what you mean by handbrake. I don't get that.
It's an app.
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically just a free app that runs on Macs it's a video compression tool. You should do that whenever you upload anything up to it's kind of like it takes all the black pixels and then makes them all the same number. It's kind of like what JPEG compression does, except for video. So for uploading, when I did all the soccer stuff for high school, it would save me hours on uploading because it would compress everything green.
We can't choose that resolution already in like Dub for it to go to there.
Well, no. It just handbrakes an optimization tool.
It's just like the opt tool that I just showed you with my PNG. So I downloaded a PNG from Canva and it was 1.4 meg, and then I threw it in the op app, and then it made it only 300K.
Yeah, it's like Zip. It compresses
It's like Zip, right?
Jeff, will you throw a link in the chat for us for that, please, sir?
It's just an app on the App Store, just Handbrake.
Handbrake.
Yeah, here, let me see.
Okay, I'll look it up.
It's got a goofy pineapple kind of logo.
I mean,
hey, Smarty, did you see that coming out of the combine that our Georgia Bulldogs player Tate Ratledge scored in the top 5 of all time of offensive linemen?
Nice.
Yeah. We had number 1 and number 2 at the combine for offensive line.
We love you guys, man. We got 6 of them on our team.
Well, it's the reason you won the Super Bowl.
That's
There's
right.
no doubt about it. Those boys were game wreckers. They killed Kansas City.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes is going to have nightmares about those boys for quite a while.
Oh, he is. Especially when we win 3 Super Bowls in a row.
Oh! Well, when you looked at his face, Smarty, he was bewildered in the game. He had no answers, and you've never seen Patrick like that.
Never.
He's a cool customer, but he
fierce.
had no answer.
And now we're going after the best football player in the universe. What's his name? Is it from the Colts? No, not the Colts. This guy they're talking about on talk radio, they said he's the number 1 defensive player in all of football, and he wants to play for Philadelphia. So we're going to have a big trade announcement soon.
Well, he wants the money that Philadelphia is going to pay him.
Oh my God, we're going to pay him a lot. But we have Jeffrey Lurie, who's a multi-billionaire.
Campbell, the link's in the chat. It's handbrake.france. FR.
Thank you.
Smarty, is the YouTube channel, is that in the
Oh, it's not the YouTube channel. What I'm doing, Sue, is I'm taking the links, and then it's in the course. So
It's in the course.
so the other thing I'm doing, guys, it's taking me a little while, but I told you a while back I'm refactoring all the training. So I got the training into 3 pillars. So it's getting started, like setting up, how-to section, and then the mastery section is where all the replays are and some other mastery courses. So in the mastery section, it's now just one. I organize it by the Monday, Wednesday, Fridays now, and it's a list of all the replays. And then when you click on it, the YouTube video is embedded in there, Sue, so you can watch it right there.
Okay.
You don't go to a channel to watch it. It's right in the replay. That way you can search easily. You can say, "Hey, I'm looking for the renovation cells," and then that replay comes right up. Or I'm looking for, Annie Mac, and you get the Annie Mac replay and stuff.
Okay, so we go to where we always go to, but it's
Go to the same place.
No big deal. Okay, that sounds
Yeah,
great.
I'm
Thanks.
redoing all the thumbnails, and I'm I've been doing it all weekend, just reorganizing all the course material. So ultimately, when you log in, you only see 3 courses, not 6.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank
Make
you.
it easier.
Marty, one thing I'd love to see is give each of us some time to work on those 2 plans we worked on today, and then kind of discuss the ideas we've come up with for how we're going to nurture these leads after they click on the check of value or the look at the just listed or just
Why don't we,
reduced.
everybody give some thought about that workflow we worked on, come up with your own ideas of what else you could put in there. Like Andrew just put a voicemail. And then on Friday afternoon, maybe after Joe, if Joe's on the first hour or so, at the back end, we'll just do a round table and what other, brainstorming, what else do we all come up with?
Because there ain't anything more important that we do than our drip plans that we're building to make sure we're getting as many opportunities for somebody to raise their hand as possible.
And guys, if you haven't already, go into Listen to Leads, grab that March special dates email and get that out in the campaign tonight.
I received your copy, Smarty, already.
Did you see it?
Yeah, you probably received mine in exchange.
Yep, I got yours. I got Bob's.
I got Bob's, and I've got to go do mine.
So I get everybody's March thing. I know who did it and who didn't do it.
So, Bob makes a nice little reminder. I get his email. I'm like, shit, I got to do it too.
Yeah.
He puts the peer pressure on.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, the open rate on the March one's already been spectacular. I'm not done all the sending yet, and I'm looking at the clicks and the open rate. I'm like, wow, people want to know about these dates.
Yep. I did about 300 every 45 minutes is how I pushed it out.
Yeah. I had to do 620 to get through my list, an hour.
Did you guys see Josh's strategy from 2 weeks ago, Wednesday?
No.
He's got his list segmented. He got rid of his kind of the Ricky Caruth weekly email. Because he's bounced around and tried that Friday thing with the events and all that, and he's been doing that for like 6 years. But he basically said he switched completely over, segmented the list, and then basically kind of has a different message for the 3 segments of the list, and he's getting a lot better results. But it's basically like deal of the week, and it's those emails. But if you go back, that one was really good. I got to go back and re-script some of that. The last 2 calls have been
I
good.
asked Josh is going to be one of our Wednesday sessions, so probably not this Wednesday. He has something going on this Wednesday, but I asked him to, more than likely next Wednesday, we'll have Josh on for a couple hours going through his postings, his SMS, and he's got a couple killer ads. So his ads are working really, really well.
Yeah, I was helping him troubleshoot his Google ad that Ryan set up. Because he didn't have they had it wrong. They were optimizing with the H1 H2 tag, and I talked to Mert out of Chicago with the send out content. Oh God, I can't content codes, and he's the one who's doing dynamic ads. But he said actually dynamically changing your title tag is actually going to have a higher import for or impact on your cost on the ads than anything else. The H1s are and H2 are customer experience, but the title is actually, if you can match that title to what you're doing in your Google ad, you can drop 10 or 20 cents off the ad itself.
That's good. I'm looking forward to that conversation with him.
But that was last week, Wednesday. Him and Ryan went over the pages, but they were just doing WordPress pages with an app that let it page fold effectively, answer a question, then it gave you the box.
Yeah.
So
you guys are probably seeing in your sub accounts, Go High Level is really pushing the WordPress side, and for the hosting and Rocket, they're the hosting company they're using underneath like a 10x speed bump or something.
I just noticed, I was looking at their their plans. They're planning a lot of stuff for WordPress, but nothing for their own stuff. It's like they're doubling down on the WordPress and they're killing their.
Yeah. Josh started it and then he backed away from it because it's only $14 a month to have the WordPress hosting. But they didn't I'm not a WordPress guy, so I don't know the technicals around it, but it didn't read like I have 67 pages on my Go High Level site right now. I just want to host that on WordPress, and there wasn't an easy bridge to move my current site onto WordPress.
You're gonna have to copy and paste all your stuff, and you
copy
can't.
and paste
You would
and
have to rebuild the sites.
Copy and build, 67 sites. It's not worth it to me.
Yeah.
So like the flip book, there's 2 or 3 choices at least for PDF flip pages on your site using a WordPress plugin. So that's what WordPress provides. There's a lot of those neat functionalities that you can plug in.
Yeah.
Careful with your plugins, Ellen. Make sure
It's just
they're
the thought of having to
reputable. I know that's where the
67
fraud comes
pages,
in.
Alan, is just like, do I want to go down that path to get a
I know.
couple
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. It's easier for me to edit in WordPress and like Elementor than it is in the HTML side of things. I don't know. It's just maybe.
It's a easier builder and interface.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to get crazy, I mean, this isn't for you, Alan. I mean, what is it? I just got an email. I got upgraded. Oxygen. So there's this builder. It's called Oxygen. I had bought a lifetime subscription to it, so I can use it on as many websites as I want. But it bypasses the entire. It completely bypasses the WordPress template engine.
Oh.
And you code your website. It provides you elements and divs and stuff like that, but it's straight HTML code with some variables pushed in from PHP.
No, I don't want that. No.
Well, I mean, but the thing, it's lightning fast. It like bypasses all the crap that rendering that WordPress 4 does.
I hear you.
Oh, I wanted to say, Krem sent out an email the other day that he released a bunch of reels. Did everybody get that?
I did see it. I didn't dive into it yet. I saw that email come through.
They're not all like, there's some of them that are on a beach, so they won't work for Philadelphia or for me here in the desert, but there's some decent ones that could be used with real estate content AI, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
For flip books, I just threw a link in. If this was the one that we're using, it's Designer. It's $27 lifetime with that link. But it loads faster than most of the other ones we've been seeing.
Designer, you said? Okay.
Yeah. But if you type in Designer IO and then $27, you get this lifetime deal from them.
Okay.
They try to sell you other services, but it's basically we're just using them for straight flip books, and it works really well.
My first use for them at the moment is from our RPR. They have school rankings that you can do by city. And you can do it also by school district if you want to, but since my community pages are by city, I'll do the schools by city, and then I'll have that PDF on the community page for school rankings. In a flip form.
We're trying to figure. For a while, it was limiting you to 10 without subscribing for more. But I know a couple people in my West Coast group they've just opened another account with
I got you.
With Gmail.
Yeah, just keep adding accounts.
They have 3 or 4 at this point.
Just do
for unlimited
plus,
use.
The +1, +2, +3, so they all go back to the same email.
Yeah.
Smarty,
I love those pluses.
Yeah, the pluses. That's a trick.
So the trick a lot of people don't know about.
Yep. So Smarty, back to the default numbers, default text. I wonder if it's worth putting a request in to have a default number to default for text and email, or text and phone for everything, but then have an ability to set a different default number for automations separate from phone usage. I wonder if they could build two different variables there.
Yeah, like in the setup, when you're saying default, they could have it more in the configuration, say default for what?
Yeah, or automation default, and then
just for
everyday
automation
usage default or something, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the way I'm doing mine is that my default number is my marketing number that I have everywhere, like that I don't want to get a whole bunch of spam on. And then, I mean, it's easy enough to change the SMS campaigns that we're doing to a different number if I want to be more personable.
Yeah. I might put that request in. Did you see they're now on their email? Some of the stuff we put suggestions on, or some of them are moving forward. So their system's actually working.
Yeah, they're very responsive. As long as if you get some rallying, what they're adding is like this. I don't know if you guys follow, but every Friday it's called Release Radar. Make sure you watch it. It's only 30 minutes, but you're going to get nuggets on your CRM like, oh my God, they did this? I could use this? And you go into your CRM and it's there. Like they're adding features every week in the CRM.
Do I have the formatting right for? That's a trick that I hadn't heard of.
Yes. Yeah.
That's right, Jeff. I didn't know you were asking if that was the way you do it.
That's the way to do it. It's name at +1, +2.
I would just do plus. I mean, I do it a lot for like my name and plus the service or whatever. That way I can just drop them into junk mail.
So the +1 goes after your normal handle?
Just before the @ symbol. Right. Just before the @ symbol.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. And it's plus whatever. I just used a number.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. So it's.
Yeah, you could have Smarty713 plus Apple at gmail.com.
Okay, so you can segment your list.
Yeah. So that way your email filters, then when you get the plus Apple inbound, you can run it to junk or put it into a folder or something.
Okay. Or do labeling.
It actually automatically creates a label. So
nice. Okay.
It's nice.
Too many things to learn.
Yeah, there's so much to learn. But that's like when you go to a department store or at the nail salon saying, and they go, do you have an email for us? We can send, you get a coupon. You don't give your regular email. You do the +1 strategy. And then, it's still going to your inbox. But then when they start spamming you, you just put it into a spam folder and you don't have to see them again.
Well, it's a lot quicker than creating a hidden one on Apple.
Yep.
That's like 7 steps.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you as well.